कुंज कुटीर गोवर्धन पर्वत यमुना तीरा राधा कुंड तटा कुंज कुटीर कुसुम सरोवर मानस गंगा कालिंगा विपुल तरंग हम शिवट शशांक गोकुला हम शिवट हम शिवट गोकुल धीर संगीता वृंदावन लतिका बाई अगमृग मयूर मुरली श्रृंग पद चिन्ह वसंत शशांक शंख करता युगल से अकुल युग से दीपक ये सदा छोड़ कहे ये सदा छोड़ता हराने वकति विनोद कहे शोका हुआ कंकन हमारा तारा राधा कुंड तटा गोधन पर्वत जान के कुसुम सरोवर मानस गंगा कलिंग नंदिनी विपुल तरंग राधा कुंड तटा कुंज कोटी राधा कुंड हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Radha Kunda Tata, Koti Tata, Tata, Kunda Koti Tata, Jaya Radha Chandara Chandara Jaya Vrindavan Nitai Gaur Hari 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 जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती श्रीवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की ISKCON founder Acharya, BPT founder Acharya, savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya, Ashtottara Shata Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Prem Se Gaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta ki. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Krishna Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shamavadi Paschatya Deshatarani. The meaning of this song is the cottage in the grove on the bank of Radhakund, the great Govardhan hill, the banks of the Yamuna river, the Kusum Sarovar lake, the Manasaganga stream, the daughter of Mount Kalinda, the Yamuna river with her many waves, the Vamshivat banyan tree, the town of Gokul, the holy place Dhir Samir, the trees and creepers and reeds of Vrindavan, the different varieties of birds and deer, the cooling breeze from the Malaya mountains, the peacocks, the bumblebees, the pastimes of the low-pitched Murli flute, the high-pitched Venu flute, the buffalo horn bugle, the footprints of the Lord and his consort in the dust of Raja, the wreaths of blackish rain clouds, springtime, the moon, the consul, and the kartals, All these I know to be very favorable for the blissful pastimes of the divine couple, Radha and Krishna. I recognize them as transcendental stimulants, Uddipaka, for intensifying the Lord's charming pastimes. I refuse to go anywhere if their stimuli to devotional service are not there. If these stimuli to devotional service are not there, for to abandon them is to abandon life itself. Bhaktivinoda says, please hear me, O Kana. Your entourage and paraphernalia stimulate remembrance of you and are the very source of my life. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सह गणपगुणाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सह गणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Welcome to our last sitting on Bhaktivedanta course, 10th canto, 35th chapter, the Yugal Gita. Before we proceed, we discussed three slokas yesterday. Some recollection of yesterday's discussion.
Vipralamba is more fonder than Sambhava. So that in explanation that how gopis, their mind would go when Krishna would go for the forest, and to relieve that separation, they used to sing and discuss Krishna Katha. And even mundane thing also we are discussing how somebody give up his body. They feel more heat of separation than the heat of the fire, sacrificial fire.
That is mainly for Sati, a woman who is very chaste to her husband. So the pangs of separation from the husband would be burning more than the flames of the funeral pyre. So for her, that is more or only applicable. Others, if they love, then it is true. Then the separation will be more painful. Yes.
This time, that one lady, na, you are telling this example, that so terrible means it was very fearsome to see. She burned till her bones were visible. And then she was means conveying the message that I'm not an ordinary lady simply looking for some protector. Now I have so much separation more than this fire. The fire cannot give me so much pain as much the separation is giving me.
Okay. Thank you. Next.
But means how gopis does their pain of separation. So you mentioned one point that rendering service and remembering Krishna's pastime, transcendental pastimes, helps to forget pangs of separation.
I wanted to tell one pastime, but I think I forgot that time. That was Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He was 4 days old when he got initiated in San Francisco, I believe. So then 4 days old means 4 days back he got initiated. Prabhupada had been staying there, he got association. And then just after 4 days were over, Prabhupada was leaving for next place. Then Maharaj was wondering, how will I bear separation from Prabhupada? I'm just like a 4 days old infant, and my mother is leaving me. How would I be maintained? So he was feeling a lot of trouble inside. Anyway, he went to airport to send off Prabhupada. Then after he came back, whole room, Prabhupada's room, he came and he was looking, it was all empty. Nothing now. How will I survive? How will I go on? And suddenly he remembered that I have one service that Prabhupada has given me, that eclipse he wanted, which was not available in the next place. It was available here. So I have to get it, I have to cut it and whatever, pack it and send it, etc. So then he got involved in that, and in that service, he forgot the pangs of separation he was feeling from Prabhupada, and rather he felt he is with Prabhupada. And then he got the formula. Okay, this is the formula. If I'm engaged in Prabhupada's service, then I won't feel the separation from Prabhupada. I will feel I am with him only. That's how it will be. One day it will be the case with every disciple. The guru will not be anymore on the planet, and the disciple will feel a lot of separation. So if he wants to relieve himself of that separation, means pain of separation, he should engage in the services that are given by spiritual master or the instructions that he has given. If he is focused on fulfilling them, he will not feel that he is away from spiritual master. He'll feel he is with Prabhupada, with his spiritual master. Prabhupada is the best example. Though Bhaktivedanta left in 1936, Prabhupada was there on planet till 1977, 41 years of no physical association, association of spiritual master. But Prabhupada said, never was there a time when I was not with my spiritual master. I was always with Bhaktivedanta. But the two instructions he gave, Bhaktivedanta gave, Prabhupada was focused on fulfilling them. And we can see first instruction, you are a young educated man, why don't you preach the message of Lord Chaitanya in English language all over the world? Outcome is ISKCON. Second, whenever you get money, print books. Outcome is BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. Two instructions, two trusts. This is trustworthy disciple. And that's how Prabhupada was always with his spiritual master. Any venture he would want to get into, he would first go to the photo of Bhaktivedanta Thakur in that temple, and he would pray fervently that Gurudev, for the pleasure of Vaishnavas, Mahaprabhu's mission, we want to get into this particular whatever service. Please bless us. And then he would get into it. So such loyalty, such faithfulness, such focus on the instructions of the spiritual master. So then the disciple will never feel away from the spiritual master. But if we are not doing that, then we may feel some separation. That also could be, that is good if we are pure. Otherwise, it could be somewhat sentimental also. So one has to be very careful. The Vapu association of spiritual master should be grabbed when he's available. And in that, one learns how to follow his instructions, whether he's present or not present. So that art has to be learned in his physical presence. Yes, next point. Sorry, I went too much into that, but that yesterday I was supposed to speak somehow in the, I forgot. Let's just speak in that mic so that I, as well as those who are online, can hear. No, if it is a point everybody should hear, then you have to use the mic. So that also you use the mic because online devotees feel offended. Point that these people are having Ishtagoshti among themselves only. And we are but trust. Do the online devotees feel bad when they are not able to hear? Yes, they are able to hear. No, but that is okay. Let them speak now. Online devotees, are there devotees online? Are they able to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji, we feel offended. We feel that we are not a part of the class.
It's like, okay, we are having some confidential talk. These 5-6 students get out of the class. After confidential talk of 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes is over, then these devotees are allowed inside. Like that they will feel, no? Online devotee. If you don't use mic, how will they hear? Please use the mic.
Yes, you mentioned two instructions to trustworthy disciple. So like that, our Proji was saying, he started.
No, I'm not get into all these things. Now no discussion. Yesterday point are getting, you need to revise them. Now we'll not get into some other things. We know DRC is glorious.
The demigod and demigoddesses, they are on going in their plane on the top. Both are feeling such great attraction to the Lord. Even the demigod also is feeling they will take to the form of female, and
Form,
it was
not
mentioned in
form, the mentality. Form they don't take.
Form.
They don't become ladies. They remain gents only.
So both are feeling that attraction towards, the intense attraction towards.
Yes.
And gopis are feeling, if they are so fortunate to have joined, we are not able to feel that attraction, not joining the
Yes.
Leela of the.
Yes. Those online want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu, gopis are always pure. There should not be any doubt.
If you understood that much, I think I would consider my presence here worthwhile. Whether you remember this syllabus or not, that's not important. Because unless you have pure and full trust, faith in the purity of gopis and Krishna's relationship, we won't be successful in chanting Hare Krishna. Because Hare Krishna, Hare means Radharani, who is the head of all the gopis, and Krishna. So if you have doubt there, so it's like I'm addressing you all and I'm doubting whether these fellows have passed Bhakti Vaibhav or not. Bhakti Shastra also is doubtful. So then I won't be able to speak properly. The doubting Thomas, Hamshyatma, Paranshati, I will be destroyed. I cannot act as a proper teacher. Like similarly, you also doubt, this Prabhu also. Fellow doesn't have Bhakti Vaibhav degree also. And he is our master, means our teacher. How come? Who elevated him? Who is the coordinator? So if you have that kind of doubting, then you won't benefit. Though like nice discussions may happen, syllabus may get over, but you get nothing almost. To the degree you doubt, to that degree you don't get anything. So similarly, chanting Harinam also, we doubt Radha Krishna, we won't be successfully going back to Godhead. We will go to heaven maybe because we are following four regulated principles, no sin, and you're chanting Hare Krishna. So we'll go to heaven, stay there for some 10 billion years, and come back to earth again to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So they are the purest of the pure. I can doubt everything in the creation, but not the relationship between Radha Krishna or Krishna's relationship with the gopis. That should be our conviction. Yes.
Yes, so that's why the Acharya commentary becomes very important and our faith on it.
So our Prabhu had one just before we go. You have Mike. He has something to share from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Yesterday he read the commentary of Rupa Goswami. So he'll share one line.
There, it is about gopis, Guruji.
Whatever it is. Yes, it is related to the topic only. No? You are not ready. Okay. Meanwhile, question. Okay, well, his point is over. Acharya's commentaries help us to get their relationship understandable, isn't it?
And,
that is the point.
and our faith on it.
Yes, your question.
It was yesterday only, but then it was. Guruji, here, in the purport, first purport, Prabhupada disciples are writing that when gopis felt separation from Krishna, they used to discuss this, feeling pain of separation. They would sing about Sri Krishna's transcendental pastimes. In second purport also it comes that Jiva Goswami states that this chapter consists of a collection of statements the gopis made at various times as they stood in small groups here and there in Vrindavan. Especially if you see this second and third verse, the demigods, they are feeling feminine attitude, hearing the flute. The demigods are feeling the attraction. How gopis are in Bhama Vrindavan, basically situated down. So how they are able to see it practically, or it's like they're projecting their emotions on the demigods because they are feeling that experience, they are projecting it.
Yesterday, that was discussed to some extent. That night time, they were there, and in one sense, gopis had seen drums were being played, the Gandharvas were singing, Apsaras were also dancing in the sky, and gopis were dancing below. So they know demigods also relish Krishna's flute sound. And many other acharyas also have told, and it will come now. Gopis themselves will clarify in further verses. They are telling, consoling Mother Yashoda, don't feel troubled. She wants to commit suicide, Yashoda. Why this Kana is getting delayed? It's time for return, he is not coming. So she sends one of the tallest gopis to the tower of Nanda Mahal, Nanda Bhavan. And she is watching and all that. And gopis are consoling why he is getting delayed. Because Brahma, Shiva, and other demigods are worshipping him. So, he has to, how can he just live like that and all that? So, it is a known fact that Krishna would be worshipped by demigods. They would come, daily they would come. That description will come in Vishwanath Thakur's commentary. As well as Kavi Karanapur also says in Krishna Handika Kaumudi that how every day when he would be returning, that time demigods, Brahma and some others, they would be worshipping him. So Krishna would then stand there like somebody is speaking to you and how can you just leave? So that way there is some delay. So all that. It will come there. Any other point? Online devotees? Okay, he got the point.
That even animals also.
Achha, okay.
That here verse number 1.2.285.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Premeva Goparamanam Kama iti agamat pratham. Meaning is Kama Rupa Bhakti of the gopis has become famous simply as Prema.
Simply as?
Prema.
Prema. After this much. Okay. So there is no tent of any contamination there in Gopi's relationship with Krishna. You had something to say?
That yesterday you were telling that when the demigods they are attracted, and also it is mentioned that even animals also got attracted. And you are telling Kujyata Kokila.
Yeah. And in fact, so many descriptions are there. The what do you call stationary thing would be start moving. Like Yamuna water moving will stop, and the stones would melt, and that melted stone is flowing. So contrary article dharma they would exhibit. That's the power of Krishna's flute song. Okay, anybody else online devotee wants to say something?
In addition to the topic of separation, you are telling that his parents were so much separated that they wanted Nityananda to be with him. When that sadhu came to take this,
Nityananda Prabhu.
they left their body only. They left their body and so they were deeply separated. You are adding to that point.
They were?
They were separated from Nityananda.
Yes.
That they left their body only. They tolerate that separation.
Yes. Okay, so we'll go ahead with the fourth, fifth verses. Anta chitram abalaha shurunute bam arahasa urasi stiravidyut Nandasunur ayamarta jana narmadoyarhi kujita venuhu kumbashovraja krusha mrugaga venu vadya vrutachetasa arat dantadashtakavala dhrutakar Nidrita Likhita Chitramivasam. O girls, this son of Nanda, who gives joy to the distressed, bears steady lightning on its chest, and has a smile like a jeweled necklace. Now please hear something wonderful. When he vibrates his flute, Vraja's bulls, deer, and cows standing in groups at a great distance are all captivated by the sound, and they stop chewing the food in their mouths and cock their ears. Stunned, they appear as if asleep or like figures in a painting. The purport is that the word Sthira Vidyut, steady lightning, refers to the goddess of fortune, who resides on the chest of the Supreme Lord. So Siddhar Swami gives the following explanation of the compound word Harhas, which compares Lord Krishna's smile to a necklace. The word can mean he whose smile is brilliantly clear like a jeweled necklace, or he whose smile is reflected from his jeweled necklaces. Because while Krishna plays the flute, he bends his head down and smiles. The word can also mean he whose smile, like a jeweled necklace, casts his effulgence upon his chest, or he whose necklaces shine brilliantly just like a smile. So we'll focus anyway on the commentary of Vishnu Thakur. What to speak of the intelligent wives of the demigods, who are the most expert practitioners of social niceties? Even the foolish animals became completely captivated by Krishna's flute. Another gopi spoke, "Ah, this is wonderful, more amazing than the most amazing thing. O weak girls, Abalaha, from the very beginning, Krishna has stolen the strength of your chastity toward your husbands. On Krishna's cloud-like chest, effulgent with a pearl necklace resembling a row of flying cranes, flashes the golden line of Lakshmi like stationary lightning. O gopis, the sunlight of your faithfulness toward your husbands has become obscured by that cloud of Krishna's chest with its lightning and flying cranes. Krishna makes you who are suffering become the object of ridicule for society." So there's talking about Krishna's chest. Krishna's body is compared to cloud, and on that this lightning of Lakshmi's presence in the form of those three hair. What is it called? Srivatsa. So Srivatsa. So they are, one gopi is saying he is making the object of ridicule for society. So Krishna's body is very charming. Kamaniya, Shobham, very charming. And those who have love for them, it's like very charming. Those who don't have love, they will have hatred by seeing Krishna. So it's just a matter of how much we love Krishna. The beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Just like they say that mother crow feels her baby crow to be most beautiful creature in the whole creation. When we look, for us, even the crow is not beautiful. What to speak of that baby crow? Not beautiful at all. But mother feels like that because she loves that baby crow. So we also have to develop our love for Krishna. Yes, that baby crow is not so beautiful, but Krishna is all the beautiful personality. There's no one more beautiful than him. We have to develop our love for him. How does he do this? Krishna does this simply by vibrating his flute. Kojita Venuhu. When you hear the seductive song of Krishna's flute, the knots of your undergarments loosen and the garlands in your hair fall down. You then attain the state of Unmada, madness in love, and become the objects of everyone's ridicule. Even while dancing, sometimes some devotee, new devotee mainly, his dhoti falls off. At the backside that comes out, and then all are looking. Those some laugh also. Those who are preachers, they don't laugh. They know, his upcoming devotee. If we laugh, poor fellow may not come back again. So those who are real preachers, they will not laugh. They will help him because on that fallen dhoti, somebody else may put his leg, or he may only may put his leg, and he may humble or something like that. So they will be compassionate to him. They will help him. But for him, it is very embarrassing. Even His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he was Ganesham earlier when he got sannyas, and he was always ecstatic in dancing kirtans. After that, kirtan was started, and then he started dancing. At one point of time, he took a high jump, and his dhoti fell off, but he did not know, and it fell off. So I think His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj or somebody told him that, Maharaj, you have taken sannyas and you have to renounce everything in the creation, but your dhoti should not be renounced. And then he looked down, then he understood. Then he took the dhoti off. So because sannyas, first time wearing that style of, that way of wearing. Just like girls sometimes, that Mataji, what is her name? Janki Mataji. First time in marriage, I think she wore sari. So many pins were put there, but the sari was slipping only. So she was wondering, okay, this part is slipping, so let me put a pin. Then this part is slipping, there's another pin. So many pins there. And somehow all throughout the anxiety was the sari should not slip up. So like that, here it is little embarrassing in public our clothes fall off. But this is perfection of becoming renounced, that you don't know it. Ummadavan Nrutyati Lokabhaya. You don't care what others say. But here there are gopis are friends, girlfriends, so they're joking also, telling what is this? You become the object of everyone's ridicule. What to speak of humans like us? Even dumb animals become stunned by the vibration of Krishna's flute. When the bulls, cows, and forest animals hear the sound of Krishna's flute, they become stunned and cannot swallow the grass that they are chewing. The sound of the flute stills their minds and stops the functioning of their senses so that they appear as if asleep. So, this shows that how all of our senses have the ability to get attracted to Krishna, that they cannot function in a materialistic way. Our tongue likes to relish foodstuffs. And in general, that is the case. But if you are attracted to Krishna in any form, hear flute sound, then your tongue won't be able to relish foodstuff. That will stop because more relishable thing, param drushva nivartate. There is nothing wrong for a calf to eat grass. But our senses keep eating on, munching on dirty things. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano anuvidhiyate. So dirty things our senses are eating. Eyes are trying to enjoy beautiful forms. Ears are trying to enjoy melodious sounds. Nose is trying to smell some nasty materialistic thing. Similarly, tongue wants to taste foodstuffs and skin wants to touch pleasurable objects. But these senses have the ability to get attracted to Krishna in any form, in the form of holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then I won't be attracted to so-called beauty, mundane beauty of this world. Those won't be trying to smell the bhaji that goes in the pantry car with that hawker. Nor will the tongue want to taste it and skin want to touch or ear want to hear some music. No. Or Krishna in his beautiful form, deities, so attractive. Or even the flute sound of Krishna is so charming that we can forget the whole world. In one sense, we all are attracted to that sound of Krishna through holy name or flute sound or whatever, kirtan, katha. That's how we have come so far, giving up. I believe everybody is here is a graduate only. Mostly many engineers only. And even those who are congregation members, they also must be graduates. Many of them having good positions in the society, in the company, businesses, earning lakhs and crores of rupees annually. But we have don't have attraction to the worldly things of this world. The way materialistic friends of ours have, or materialistic relatives of ours have, isn't it? Our relatives. I think here only I told one of my cousin sisters, where I told, or I think that yoga class. So they are going where all of us might be touched with our relatives. They are going crazy. They are going to Jaipur in the lake. They are having boat riding, and they are showing in their WhatsApp their status how we enjoyed in this Jaipur lake. They are already drowning in the ocean of birth and death, but how we are floating above the Jaipur lake. So they are having pleasure in those things which we have absolutely no pleasure. I remember when I was in Jaipur 5-6 years back, our fund collectors yatra had gone. So as soon before even entering, they gave us that life jacket. They call what they call that puffed up thing, life jacket. No, they said wear life jacket. Then I understood, my God, that means threat of drowning is there. Otherwise, why will they give? In Ganga they don't give in Mayapur. Here they are giving. So then I told all the devotees. I remember Hare Krishna Prabhu was there, his wife was there, and I think son was there, Krishna Chandra, and daughter maybe Sri Vaishnavi, and some other devotee Brahmachari. They say, hey, Prabhu, you may drown in this Jaipur lake. This could be your last ride. They see they have given us life jacket. So let us have Narsing Aarti and Kirtan. I remember all throughout I was doing Kirtan only. It was, I don't know how many, 45 minutes ride maybe. Huge lake. How many of you had been to Jaipur? How many? Okay, you're seven. You're already floating in the lake of holy name. No need of going. Okay, okay. So they are going crazy, our relatives. But we have lost test for all that. We are having some other test only. They consider us to be crazy, and we consider them to be crazy and foolish. So we have made a lot of advancement, but still we have not reached the end. We understand we are quite behind. Anartha nivritti has not taken place. Nishtha, will I reach Nishtha in this life or not? We will reach. If only we do two things, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always advised. In Kali Yuga, there are only two religious principles. One is chanting the holy name, and second is Vaishnava Seva, serving the Vaishnavas. If only you focus on these two, you will reach perfection in this very life. Because we offend Vaishnavas, our progress is stunted or stops, or we go backward also. So let us not have any malice towards any Vaishnava. Good morning, I was hearing one class of His Holiness Radhan Swami Maharaj in Russia, Moscow. So he was saying that this is Kalir Dosha Nidhi Rajan. Everybody is filled with faults. He was giving example that in Russia, here in Moscow, outside you go, everywhere there is snow. So it doesn't require a scientist or somebody to analyze, that there is snow there. Any town here you can see. So snow, all over the city, snow is only there. So likewise, we are in the ocean of faults, Kali Yuga. Faults will be there. And then he was also telling one more thing, that one devotee says to another devotee, Prabhu, you have this fault. Then that devotee is saying, then Prabhu, then why are you calling me Prabhu if you say that I have fault? Prabhu means what? You are not master. How do you accept a faulty master? Isn't it? So it is foolishness to say, Prabhu, you have fault. No, why you say Prabhu? You can say, you slave, you rascal, you have fault. We don't say that. We say, Prabhu, you have fault. So our ridiculous behavior he was explaining. I like that point very much. So, but despite all these difficulties, devotees are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I say many times in the temple, our classes, that our brahmachari may be sleeping in the chanting, but he sits there only. He knows people are watching me, all my friends and seniors and many other visitors, but he is not living. He is not on the ego plane. Oh, let me hide in private and not reveal that I sleep in Japan. No, सब दुनिया जानती है मैं बहुत fallen ही हूँ. And fallen nature comes out during chanting only. Most fallen nature comes out. Like that. At least I do Vandanam, if not Kirtanam, at least Vandanam I do that time. Nobody does as much Vandanam as much I do during chanting. So devotees are so honest, so humble. How will Krishna not reciprocate? So here they are saying that you then attain the state of unmad, madness in love, and become the objects of everyone's ridicule. What to speak of humans like us? Even dumb animals become stunned by the vibration of Krishna's flute. When the bulls, cows, and forest animals hear the sound of Krishna's flute, they become stunned and cannot swallow the grass they are chewing. The sound of the flute steals their minds and stops the functioning of their senses so that they appear as if asleep. The chewed grass remains in their mouths without falling to the ground. As the sanchari bhav of Jadya, being stunned, becomes even stronger, they become completely immobilized and their breathing almost stops. Then, rather than appearing like statues, they look like painted pictures. This gives rise to the mellow of wonder or amazement known as Adbhuta Rasa. So the sanchar ho gaya unme. Jadya. Kind of stunned like that. So we can only pray. Kabe habe bolo se dinama. कृपा बले habe ruthaye sancha. Kabe habe bolo se dinama. So when we are reading like this, we should pray to the gopis. Prabhupada says that Krishna comes out of the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, that I think 1344 purport. At least 4 to 6 times he says that. So like that, every character stands out from the pages of Srimad. Here gopis are standing out. They're outstanding. No doubt. Whole Acharya, everybody has glorified them. So they are standing out of these pages. So we should pray at their lotus feet that please empower us also. We may also become so crazy for Krishna that we forget the whole world. Till now, we have anyway forgotten the world to great extent, grossly at least. But certainly the Maya is in our heart. So that when will we come out of? It's like it is said that the boat can be in the water. The water should not be in the ocean. Boat can be in ocean, but ocean should not be in the boat. That will drown only. So we are in the material world, no problem. But if the material world is in us, in our heart, then we will drown only. So and our subtle body is not yet purified fully. The higher test is not developed. That's why uncontrolled impure mind runs to sense objects time and time again. But if we pray to these great personalities for their amazing, unparalleled devotion, love for Krishna, then by their blessing we'll be able to overcome all our lower test. Okay, so 6th, 7th. बर्हीणस्तबक धातु पलाशेर बद्धं बद्धवल्ल परिबर्ह विडम्बः करहि चित सबल आलिस गोपैर गाह समावयति यत्र मुकुन्दः परहि भग्नगतयः सरितो वै तत्पदाम्बुज रजो अनिलत्नितं स्पृहयतिर्वयम् इव बहुपुण्यः वेपितभुजः अस्मिन् स्तिमितापः. My dear Gopi, sometimes Mukunda imitates the appearance of a wrestler by decorating himself with leaves, peacock feathers, and colored minerals. Then, in the company of Balram and the cowherd boys, he plays his flute to call the cows. At that time, the rivers stop flowing, their water stunned by the ecstasy they feel as they eagerly wait for the wind to bring them the dust of his lotus feet. But like us, the rivers are not very pious, and thus they merely wait with their arms trembling out of love. So Vishwanath Jakti Thakur says, so the waves of the rivers are compared to arms of this rivers kind of personality. In this verse, the gopis state what to speak of conscious beings such as the bulls and deer. Even the unconscious entities become stunned by hearing Krishna's flute. One other gopis spoke. When Mukunda is decorated with mineral powders such as red earth and leaves, peacock feathers and flowers, he imitates the attire of wrestlers, yet mocks them with his incomparably brilliant beauty. When Krishna, Balram, and the cowherd boys call the cows by name, O Kalindi, Gange, Saraswati, then rivers such as the Yamuna, Manasaganga, Saraswati, and others in Raja, even though they are unconscious, attain consciousness, thinking, oh, what good fortune we have. Krishna is calling us in order to bathe and dive in our waters. Let us break our banks with strong currents and flow towards him. Though desiring in this way, because of being stunned with bliss, their natural movement is checked and their currents stop flowing. The hidden implication, so you understood the analogy. Though Krishna is calling the cows, their names are Kalindi, Ganga, Saraswati. But these Kalindi means Yamuna river, Ganga means Manasa Ganga, and Saraswati means Saraswati. Saraswati is also there in Vrindavan. All holy places are there in Vrindavan. The hidden implication of the phrase Bhagna Gatayaha, broken moment, is that the river's worldly progress was spoiled, Bhagna, because of failing to attain the happiness of physical association with Krishna, and because they became the laughing stock of other rivers. Their progress in the next life was also spoiled because of transgressing the vows of chastity to their husbands, the ocean. Thus see the misfortune of these rivers. So it's all what you call metaphorical, very rasa is only filled in this. Earlier, 44th chapter we read, what is that? Rasavai saha rasam eva labdva ananda bhavati, like that. So then people may be blissful, but when Krishna, who is full of rasa, he adds in their life, then they become, what was the word? Fully blissful, like that. So blissful means he has bliss to some extent or the other, but he is not yet fully. But then rasa comes, then ananda bhavati. The hidden implication of the phrase Bhagna Gatayaha, broken moment, is that reverse worldly progress that we read, I think. Let's see the misfortune of Jesus. But this is to some extent good fortune also, that the rivers were hankering for the dust of Krishna's lotus feet, which was carried to them by a favorable breeze. But even after attaining it, they cannot be satisfied and desire more. Like us gopis, who sometimes get Krishna's association and sometimes are deprived of it, the rivers do not have bad fortune, but have only a little good fortune. Abahu punyaha. The waves, arms of the river shake out of love, just as our arms also tremble with prema. Though their waters become solidified, stimita apaha, because of being stunned, again they liquefy. We also experience the water in our eyes drying up and solidifying, just like one who is lighting a sacrificial fire experiences his eyes drying up from the fire. In the same way, our moments were checked by our husbands, brothers, and other relatives who prevented us from meeting Krishna, and thus we have lost our goal in life. Because of being ridiculed by the general populace and for transgressing the rules of chastity, we have lost our fame and the chances for our future lives also. Like the rivers, we also hanker for the dust from Krishna's lotus feet. So they get that by the wind carrying it. So we also hanker for that. So this is the sign of love that one always feels he has less love than so many others do. So here that Yamuna or the river's water is coming. Next, 8 to 11. Here 4 are together. That means 2, 2. Anucharai samanuvarnita virya adi purusha ivachala bhutihi vancharo girikatu shucharanti Navayati sayadahi Vanalatastarava Atmani Vishnum Vanjayatva Iva Pushpafaladyaha Pranata Bhavata Prema Rushtatanavo Vavrushuhu Sma Darshaniyati Lako Vanamata Tulasi Madhumataihi Alikula Alag Geetamabhishtam Adriyan Yarhi Sandhita Venuhu Sarasi Sarasa Hamsa Vihangash Charu Gita Rupacheta Sai Etya Harim Upasatate Yatachitta Anta Milita Drusho Dhritamaunaha. Can you read the translation?
Krishna moves about the forest in the company of his friends, who vividly chant the glories of his magnificent deeds. He thus appears just like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, exhibiting his inexhaustible opulences. When the cows wander onto the mountain sides and Krishna calls out to them with the sound of his flute, the trees and creepers in the forest respond by becoming so luxuriant with fruits and flowers that they seem to be manifesting Lord Vishnu within their hearts. As their branches bend low with the weight, the filaments on their trunks and vines stand erect out of ecstasy of love of God, and both the trees and creepers pour down a rain of sweet swap. Maddened by the divine honey-like aroma of tulsi flowers on the garland Krishna wears, swarms of bees sing loudly for him, and that most beautiful of all the persons thankfully acknowledges and acclaims their song by taking his flute to his lips and playing it. The charming flute song then steals away the minds of cranes, swans, and other lake-dwelling birds. Indeed, they approach Krishna, close their eyes, and maintaining strict silence, worship him by fixing their consciousness upon him in deep meditation.
Proper disciples, right? Srila Vaishnava Thakur has made several illuminating comments on these verses. He gives the analogy that just as when householder Vaishnavas hear a Sankirtan party approaching, they become ecstatic and offer obeisances. So the trees and creepers in Vrindavan became ecstatic when they heard Krishna's flute and bowed low with their branches and vines. So once devotees were telling, I think PDC devotees were telling that when they were going in Harinam Sankirtan, starting from here only, when they went to wherever that Ajanarayan Prabhu's stall is, there His Grace Vrindavan Prabhu was standing, it seems. As soon as he saw devotees coming, immediately he paid obeisances to all, and they were all wondering because they were all young devotees, and he was the senior most. So why? Because this is written in the by Vishnu Thakur that they feel joyful that these devotees are just spreading the wave of love for everyone. So then he paid obeisances. So in one sense, that is their duty, but more than duty, out of natural respect, love, affection, that holy name is being given to everyone by these devotees. So they naturally do that. Or at least people will come out of their houses. You can see in our temple behind Prabhupada that huge mural of Mahaprabhu going early morning. Udila Aruna Purva Bhagi. So there are so many people come out. One small girl is also there near the fence. And her mother is there, one I think garland maker. So many. So everybody appreciates the Sankirtan, Krishna's flute sound, which is non different from Harinam. It is natural that the rivers should react in this way because although they are unconscious, they are eternally perfect beings in the form of demigods. But just see how even the most dull entities like trees who have taken a low birth due to their previous karma release transcendental mellows from hearing Krishna's flute. In this way, another group of gopis spoke. So this, as I said already, several times I think I have repeated. When there is love, one always feels the others have more love than I do. So even these other birds, trees, rivers, everybody is loves Krishna so much. Krishna's flute sound is charming to everyone's ears. They have affection, they bow down, and all these kind of statements. And that is true also because they are beings, they are not dead objects. Here we find Mahaprabhu when he would travel, any mountain he found, he would be reminded of Govardhan, any river, Yamuna, and any forest, Vrindavan. So he would be completely in ecstasy. The gopis have that. Mahaprabhu came with the mood of Srimati Radharani. So Radharani is head of all the gopis. The gopis feel like that. Even similarly in Jagannath Puri also, when on the sea beach, when you would find sand dune, you would be attracted, thinking that this is Govardhan. Antayanadrivabala Harida Savaryo Yadurama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodan Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayorya Suyava Sakandara Kandamula. So Mahaprabhu, in fact, Mahaprabhu would not be able to sing the whole shloka also. Hantayam, hantayam, hantayam. He knows, but he in ecstasy he can't go ahead. Similarly, after telling Madhavendra Puri's pastime also, at the end he says that Ayidina, Ayidina, Ayidina. He only quoted the whole shloka, what Madhavendra Puri would recite in his last days. And now when he goes in ecstasy thinking of the love of Madhavendra Puri, he is not able to recite the whole shloka. Ayidina, Ayidina. So many times when some speaker while speaking, if he misquotes or in a sense he stumbles with the verse and all that, immediately we see fault. Hey, this fellow doesn't, he missed it up like that. We can think of Mahaprabhu how he was not able to complete the shloka only. Ayidina, Ayidina. So if we only develop love for Krishna, then everything Vishwam Purana Sukhayate. Otherwise we will be only fault finders. Hey, this fellow is saying Ayidina, Ayidina. I think he forgot. Patram Pushpam Oksheshami Mashucha, something like that. Somebody may say. Suppose gross mistake will not be committed, but sometimes devotees mess up. So immediately get into, because we are so-called Tattvavadis, so we want to see fault. But if only we get into rasa, so Krishna is teaching me how Madhavendra Puri would be or how Mahaprabhu would be. So depends on us how we see. Jaisi Drushti, Vaisi Srushti. Like that. We already explained that. Love, the beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. You only can be reminded of most cherished aspirations or great things in life, then seeing faults around. Although Krishna is endowed with unchanging opulence, Achala Vibhutihi, similar to Narayan, Adi Purusha, nonetheless he wanders through the forest with his cowherd boyfriends because of his affection for the living entities dwelling there. At that time, just as household Vaishnavas and their wives become ecstatic when they hear a Sankirtan party approaching and offer obeisances, Similarly, the creepers of the forest, who are female, and the trees, who are their husbands, bowed low with their branches and vines, as if revealing Lord Vishnu within their minds. They weep abundant tears in the form of streams of honey. So this appreciation is very important. That day, His Grace Sridhama Prabhu was telling, if you remember, at a morning I was coming for Mangalati, then I saw some youngsters were running for Mangalati. I was wondering what happened to me. And then one of them said, me first, me first. I will go and take darshan of Vrindavan Chandra first. I was wondering what happened to me. Years later or decades later, I become dull in my Krishna consciousness. I was walking slowly, whereas these youngsters were running. Sometimes we may even feel like ये नया नया मुल्ला जोर से चिल्लाता है, अभी नया है ना, नया बच्चा है, कल का छोकरा है ये, जब हमारे जैसा बूढ़ा हो जाएगा ना तो धीरे ही चलेगा, ये चलेगा ही नहीं, आश्रम में ही सोएगा, उठेगा ही नहीं. So we should not be so pessimistic or dull or what you call low in our consciousness. We should appreciate, at least appreciate. Okay, we may not be able to run, but appreciate. How gopis are able to appreciate all these personalities. So householders and their wives become ecstatic. They hear Sankirtan Bhatti approaching. Similarly, the creepers of the forest who are female and the trees were their husbands. They bowed low. So vines are the wives and or creepers, and the trees are the husbands. They weep abundant tears in the form of streams of honey. So how when we are in love with someone, everywhere that only person appears. So even the sap of the trees, they are feeling that is their tears, abundant tears. And this all looks lofty and all height of imagination here. We don't have rasa or love for Krishna. ये ज्यादा ही कर दिया है आचार्य, या ही इज रियली रसिक आचार्य, इतना कुछ बोल दिया. So we should not be so dull and so crazy. This is to be relished like that. The trees appeared beautiful, rich with flowers and fruits. The flowers represent the Sanchari bhav of joy, and the fruits represent the Sthai bhav called Rati. Their completely bent branches indicate the Anubhav of paying obeisances. The statement that the filaments on their trunks and vines stand erect out of ecstatic love indicates the Sattvika bhav of Romancha, ecstatic symptom of hair standing on it. So we see that to the degree we are not able to relish this, we will find relish in mundane things. Somebody, some Mataji is smiling. Maybe she is happy with me. What crazy? What have you got by which she will be happy with you? So to the degree we are not able to relish rasa, to that degree we will have attraction to mundane rasa. So that is compulsory. Attraction is natural. So if you don't have attraction for these things, then we'll have attraction for the worldly pleasures. And the whole materialistic world anyway, they say, तुमने मुझे देखा, मैंने तुम्हें देखा, ये देखा, वो हो गया, ये हो गया, फूल क्या सितारे बरस रहे हैं, क्या फूल खिल रहे हैं, और क्या हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, मुखड़ा चांद का टुकड़ा. So if we want relish Krishna's beauty, then some mukhada, which is ukada, will look like chand ka tukda. That is the craziness. The same fellow who says mukhada chand ka tukda, years later he says, मेरे जीवन, मेरे हृदय के हो गए टुकड़े टुकड़े, मेरा हृदय का हो गया टुकड़ा. ज्वालामुखी. Chandramukhi became Suryamukhi after marriage, and eventually Jwalamukhi. Love at first sight, divorce at first fight. So that's how the relationships are very quick and very passionate and instantaneous. Finished. So ours should not be like that. It should be steady, progressing, how developing and increasing. Next 10 and 11 is explaining. After describing the Vaishnava status of the trees and creepers, like that of Grihastha devotees who are still attached to the pleasures of household life, the Gopis describe the swans and cranes as self-satisfied sages, Atmaramas, worshipping Vishnu upon hearing his flute. So some is like in still household pleasure, mundane to some extent, that is Grihastha. But now these are like sages, Atmaramas, cranes and swans. Krishna wore attractive tilak markings, Darshaniya tilakaha, made from red mineral clays. The phrase can also mean that Krishna is like the tilaka of all extremely beautiful persons worth seeing. So tilak means like that which prominently stands out. So the beauty of the person as it stands out. So Krishna is that tilaka of all extremely beautiful persons worth seeing. Krishna wore a Vajanti flower garland with flowers of 5 different colors interspersed with divinely fragrant tulsi, whose honey was sought by greedy bees, humming loudly, Alagu, Uchai, due to intoxication, Mattai. There may be an objection. Usually, lotus, jasmine, and Nagakeshara flowers are described as fragrant by ordinary people. Though the glories of Tulsi are much greater, she is not normally considered an especially fragrant plant. The objection is answered as follows. Ordinary people cannot perceive Tulsi's fragrance, but early in the morning, spiritually advanced persons can experience her fragrance as greater than that of the lotus. This is around 6 o'clock in the morning, around. So she emanates very divine, fragrant fragrance. So those who are very elevated, they can smell it. They will be intoxicated. The objection, okay, where is that? The bees who are privileged to swim about the flower garlands on Krishna's neck certainly appreciate this fragrance. Actually, the most sublime fragrance of Tulsi is only fully appreciable to the super excellent and most perfect sense of smell of Krishna himself. By the covering of Yogmaya, Tulsi's fragrance cannot be appreciated by anyone else. Krishna appreciates this fragrance the most because it's loaded with love. But others also who are spiritually surcharged, they also can smell early morning fragrance of Tulsi. The Bhagavatam explains that the most fragrant plants in Vaikuntha also appreciate the special qualifications of Tulsi Devi. Mandara kunda kurabat pala champakarna पारिजातः गन्धर्चिते तुलसी काभरणे तस्य यस्मिन् स्तवः सुमनसो बहुमानयन्ति 315-19. All the flowering plants like the mandar, kunda, kurabaka, Uttala, Champaka, Arana, Punnaga, Nagakeshara, Bakula, Lily, and Parijat are full of transcendental fragrance. They are still conscious of the austerities performed by Tulsi, or Tulsi is given special preference by the Lord who garlands himself with Tulsi leaves. The word Abhishtam, desirable, indicates that when Krishna thought about what pitch he would play on his flute, the bees would buzz, and Krishna would thankfully acknowledge Adriyam. Then, excellent, excellent, my dear bees, I see this is the correct note, and play his flute according to that pitch. So even how gopis are. So Krishna is taking help of bees. The bees have one pitch note. So that's what Krishna plays his flute because they are indicating. The word Sandhipa Venuhu means that Sri Krishna placed his flute firmly upon his lips. The melody emanating from that flute was certainly the most enchanting of sounds, as the gopis describe in this chapter. Hearing that sweet song, the water birds left the lakes, approached Krishna, and worshipped the Lord by looking at him, listening and meditating on him. The phrase Milita Drushaha, they closed their eyes, indicates the birds were absorbed in the rapture of relishing rasa. Closing one's eyes due to relishing transcendental mellows is an anubhav, a sign of ecstatic love for Krishna. We have a photo of that Krishna, I think, sitting on stone, and some birds come at his feet, and they're looking at him, gazing. I mean, if you remember having seen, you have all seen, but now you may not be remembering. All of us have seen that photo. So they are completely attracted. Sandhita Venuhu. Vajantimala, as I know, is five flowers, different flowers. Gunjambala, that is one only, no? That reddish, no? Specific flower or what? What is it? Flower only? Bee? A seed? Seed, seed of that particular plant. Yeah. I think that photo only. Below that, peacock is also there. Swans are also there. Cranes. Yes. But the Gunjamala, I think you need to be shown to understand how it looks like. Any other question? This is only rasa, just relish it. I don't know what to speak on. As such, we can speak on many other things also. But we are all hearing Krishna's flute sound, melodious. He's playing on it. Pastime is happening. Daytime, we are all also in separation. We are away from temple hall. No question. Online devotees?
Yeah, that reddish tilaka that he wears.
Yes.
Tilaka. So, like we always have in temples, or maybe not on Krishna, that the tilaka that we wear, that's not like that.
No,
It is
ours we are supposed to wear gopi chandan.
Yeah.
What is the mix? The dust of the gopis and Krishna's lotus feet are mixed in that soil of gopi talab. So that is the tilak recommended for us. So we wear that. And Krishna is the connoisseur of rasa. So when he is decorated very nicely, opulently by Mother Yashoda before departing for the forest, as soon as they reach forest, then Vraja Gopas, his friends, they remove that decoration, opulence, and they put him with natural colors, minerals, flowers, leaves. I think one photo is there. Krishna Balram are there. So many flower decoration around their head. So Krishna wears that natural minerals, etc. We don't put that. Some of the Shamanandi Vaishnavas and some other Vaishnavas also take Radha Kund mud and they put it, and then we find it something like gray or dark gray or something like not exactly black, but that kind of tilaka. But we generally don't put that. We are supposed to put gopi chandan only. There are two, three varieties in that. One is very soft from Varanasi, and the other one is like a stone like. But whichever you apply is fine. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Any other? Kadam flower, I don't know. I have not read or heard, I think. But Tulsi has. That fragrance you can smell, but we have to elevate our consciousness. Then we will have to smell. That statement was wrong, I think. इतना पास में आके भी नहीं आ रहा स्मेल हाँ early morning, that's what.
So, Prabhu, is there like a a painting that describes Krishna closest as he was in Vrindavan? Is there anything like that that's floating around that can be shared?
Closest means what?
Closest to how he used to, wear this tilaka and then the
We
flower.
have now our deities and all. It's exactly the same. Don't think, maybe we are not aware. We are going on with some hodgepodge. No, we are having everything very scientific. Accordingly, only deities are made and all the eyebrows, nose, tilak, lips, smile, everything is as per scriptures only. That is the first requirement for any deity to be made. It has to be as per scriptural description. Cannot be concoction. We are not like the outside Ganesh deities, some green, some red, blue, dark, all color. Ours is not concoction like that.
And Radharaman is the closest to what he looked like, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But Krishna also looks like as per your bhav also. His Holiness Radhan Swami Maharaj was once asked in one class at the end that how does Lord Matsya Avatar or Kurma Avatar look like in Vaikuntha Dham to his devotees there? Does he look like a fish or does he look like four-handed Vishnu form? So I was very happy to hear that like Maharaj said, it is as per the mood of a particular devotee. Some devotee there wants to see him in fish form, then Matsya Avatar will appear fish-like. And some devotee wants to see him in four-handed Narayan form, so he'll find him in four-handed Narayan form. And the same devotee's mood changes, and he will see him differently also. So yathamam prapadyanti. Depends on our mood, and our mood should be not moody mood, or moody wala, but it should be as per the scriptures, as per our acharya's statements. Yes. Yeah, we have bindi for her. Definitely bindi. Gopis, as they are ladies, they are supposed to put bindi. Now, ladies here, they have to put tilak also because they are devotees. But these are eternal associates of the Lord. They are certainly devotees, but then more than that, they are his lovers. So even if they don't have tilak, doesn't matter. Any other explanation? Hmm? And Gopals don't wear tilak. What do they have then there? Forehead? They have no. Hmm? Hmm. They don't have that mood. Okay. Acha, acha. Okay, Krishna's lotus feet on their head. How correct, they're in Madhurya Ras. So Dasya Ras is okay. Sakhya Ras, they also. Maybe mood is all that matters. Okay, anyway, there is no doubt that we have to have this tilak. We have to have lotus feet also, and then Tulsi offered at the lotus feet also. Okay, no questions, we'll go ahead. 12th and 13th, no? Sahabalah sragavantans vilasah सानुषुषितिभृतो व्रजदेव्यः हर्षयन्यर्हि वेणुरवेण जातहर्ष उपरम्भति विश्वम् महदतिक्रमणशङ्कितचेता मन्दमन्दमनुगर्जति मेघः सुहृदम् अभ्यवर्षत् सुमनोभिष छायया च विदधत् प्रतपत्रम्. Goddesses of Raja, when Krishna is enjoying himself with Balram on the mountain slopes, playfully wearing a flower garland on the top of his head, he engladens all with the resonant vibrations of his flute. Thus he delights the entire world. At that time, the nearby cloud, afraid of offending a great personality, thunders very gently in accompaniment. The cloud showers flowers onto his dear friend Krishna and shades him from the sun like an umbrella. Almost all the verses the flute comes. Maybe leaving apart one or two slokas. The flute is not mentioned, but otherwise flute. The flute is a very glorious companion of Krishna. And many times gopis, when they play dance and all that, they want Krishna to put flute on stake. They want to deprive him of the flute. They feel this fellow, dead, hollow, cold bamboo, gets so much of kisses, so many kisses of Krishna, and we fellows are not hollow bamboo, and we don't get that much. That is transcendental envy. Having described the joy of conscious and unconscious entities on the earth felt from hearing the flute, the gopis now describe the bliss of the unconscious entities in the sky. Sahabalaha means accompanied by Balram and a troop of cowherd boys. Krishna looked gorgeous as he playfully draped garlands on the top of his head, on his chest, and as ornaments over his ears. Krishna stood on the slope of a mountain and joyfully vibrated his flute to inundate the universe with bliss. So these garlands we can see in our deities also. Sometimes they will have. Sometimes we have just ready-made item. I think kind of what do you call that? Monies are there and at the end little structure. But sometimes we put the flowers also. Small garlands also. Yes, they are also there. This is how Krishna dresses himself. The pujaris can take note. and dress Krishna accordingly. The clouds in the sky began to rumble gently so that their sound would not disrupt the great cloud of Krishna. So they are small clouds. Krishna is a big, great cloud. So they respect the greatest of the clouds. The thundering of the clouds blended favorably with the flute sound, not disturbing it in any way. So just like Balram also in the form of musical instruments, they the accompany Krishna in the form of Harinam. So they should not overpower. Otherwise, it's like Balramji trying to suppress Krishna. That never happens. He assists Krishna. He is Sevak Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. So all this is the mentality of everyone, mood of everyone in Vrindavan. They want to assist. Our Sudhamana Prabhu has a little problem playing this wamper so much loudly. So he found out, Ravishankar told him to do research. So 40 years back, His Holiness Jayadeva Swami Maharaj has written one article in BTJ also about how this wamper creates a problem. Loud like that. Everybody becomes deaf by that. They don't realize that they have become deaf until the last phase maybe. Then they realize, oh, like that. So it should not be too loud within the campus. When we go outside, the sound goes everywhere. So then it's not so much a problem. Yeah, so we'll not get into management, but just you all can inform Radheshan Prabhu, Dipati Prabhu. Yeah, yes. But the point is, these musical instruments accompany the holy name, Krishna in the form of holy name, because musical instruments are all expansions of Balram. So we can see here that is the mood. These clouds are thundering, but just in what you call melodious way, or what you call with their sound would not disturb the great cloud Krishna. The thundering of the clouds blended favorably with the flute sound, not disturbing it in any way. How many of you feel the mridang players, sometimes the young ones, they while kirtan you are playing kartal, they dominate. They raise your hand. Yeah, Jambe too much. So no, the Vampir is there. What he says? Jhan Jhan Gana Gana Tahe Janjero. That is Vampir. The Vampir is okay. Out. That is out. Udula Aruna Puravagan Dijamani Gaura Amani Jage. Bhakata Samoa Laya Sathe Gela Nagar Bhaje. Is going outside. That is okay. The sound goes everywhere. But within closed walls, temple and all that, one has to be careful not to suppress the holy name. That's why many times that 2-3 days back I was leading Mangalati. After some 10-15 minutes, somebody came and started playing Kartal. I told him. So already volume was very less. I think they are reading. And then that time Sudhamana Prabhu checked, it was 100 decibel. He said, when you were leading, that was 100 decibel. And I said, that time it was the least volume. He said, you can imagine Guru Puja time, what is the decibel level. So anyway, that is a little side topic. But the point is, we have to accompany, we have to assist. What an assistant is, that role should be played. The cloud was a dear friend, Suhradam of Krishna, because both are of dark color and act to remove people's distress. The cloud then sprinkled fine particles of ice, which were just like tiny flowers, and made an umbrella, Pratta Patram, from its own shadow to relieve his friend from the scorching heat of the sun. Pratapatram means that which delivers, Trayate, one, from intense heat, Pratapa. So the clouds exactly they flow. They are not animated, they are not being blown off by wind. They go to some place between sun and Krishna in such a way that shadow of their cloud will be falling on Krishna, and Krishna will not be scorched by the sun rays. So this is service of the clouds. They render it very appropriately. Here we can understand that Krishna is the cloud standing on the slope of the mountain. His garland and earrings are the cranes flying in the sky. His yellow dhoti is the lightning, and the song of his flute is the rain showering the essence of delicious nectar. There, what was the lightning earlier? The Srivatsa. That was lightning on the cloud of Krishna's chest. But here the song of his flute, here the dhoti, yellow dhoti is the lightning. And the song of his flute is the rain showering the essence of delicious nectar. We have that little Krishna, that flute sound. That is, I think, close to, that is the fifth note. So very melodious. Any question?
So one offshoot from Chaitanya Bhagavat. We keep hearing this importance of the vibrations from the flute and the song and the sound of the bee. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu keeps calling Advaita Acharya Nada, Nada, Nada. And it all, and there is there some relationship, like say the relationship between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda is very unique. And plus he says Nada, but is it to do with Nada, because Nada Nusandana in yoga
That is his
also?
nickname, Nada. He's not Narayan.
He's Shiva. Shiva is later on in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, he clearly mentions he's Shiva.
Yes, yes. His combination of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva.
And then Nada, does it mean Nada and sound form? Because Shiva is related very closely to sound form.
He was the one Mahaprabhu again and again would say, I was sleeping peacefully in the ocean of milk, and you, by your loud calling, brought me here to this world. But his name was Nada, nickname. Mahaprabhu would often call him Nada, like that. I don't know whether it is related to Nada. Any other question? Okay, then 14th, 15th. Vividhagopacharaneshu vidagdha शिक्षः तव सुतः सति यदा तवे अन्नयत् स्वरजातिः सवनशस्तद् उपधार्य सुरेशः शक्रशर्वपरमेष्टिपुरोगः कवय आदतकन्धरचित्तः अश्मलं ययुरनिश्चिततत्त्वः. O pious Mother Yashoda, your son, who is expert in all the arts of herding cows, has invented many new styles of flute playing. When he takes his flute to his bimber red lips and sends forth the tones of the harmonic scale in variegated melodies, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and other chief demigods become confused upon hearing the sound. Although they are the most learned authorities, we cannot ascertain the essence of that music, and thus they bow down their heads and hearts. So here is that Mother Yashoda being consoled by gopis. Yes, the consoling is coming now ahead also, little bit. When she is about to commit suicide, that time it is like in his height. But otherwise, here also, here not exactly consoling, it is appreciating her son. Tava Sutaha Sati, your son, O chaste lady. So here gopis are with the Mother Yashoda. That's why they are addressing her. Shakra is Indra. Why is called a Shakra? Shatak Kratu short form is Shakra. Shata Sha Kratu Kra. Shakra. Sakriya. I never heard. Shakra is there. Shatakratu. Upendra, Agni, Yamaraj, and Sharva is Lord Shiva. In the poems, what do you call songs, Sanskrit, they will use these words. Skanda, Ganesha, Parameshti, Lord Brahma. Sharva meaning I don't know, but for Lord Shiva in the Sanskrit language they use the word Sharva. Anybody knows Sharva? His another name is famous, that 11.5 Mahapurusha. What is that? Pada Potam. What is that was? Bhavabdi Potam. What is the beginning? There Shiva has one name. Doham. So Virinchi is there for Brahma. Shiva is Shiva only there. Somewhere else Shiva has another name. Girish is also there. That way he has many names. But they have many such names. Like sex god only, Kandarpa, Madana. Then they have many names. Arjuna has 10 names. Sanskrit is a very rich language. So all different places their names are good. Bhagavata may not have all 10. But many are there. Kaunteya, Prutha, Dhananjay, Gudakesh, Arjun. Like Falguni is not there, I think. Bhagavad doesn't have Falguni word. Sabyasachi is there. Commentary by Vishwanath Thakur. Late in the afternoon, some gopis presented logical reasons why their beloved, who was supposed to be returning to Vraja at this time, had remained absent from their side for so long. On some pretext, they went to Mother Yashoda's house and mixed with the elders, young girls and children, to talk about Krishna's transcendental qualities, activities, and power. Mother Yashoda listened intently and also related numerous pastimes of her darling son. In order to pacify Yashoda, who was becoming overwhelmed with separation from Krishna, and also to appease their own minds, the gopis told her about the power of Krishna's flute song in this verse. So this is in order to pacify. This is like pacifying word, pacifying verse for Yashoda. She was overwhelmed with the separation from Krishna. Also to appease their own minds, they are telling the power of Krishna's flute song in this verse. The gopis said, "Oh Yashoda, your son is expert at herding the cows, caring for them and milking them. He holds the flute to his cherry-red lips and plays the tones of the harmonic scale in variegated melodies, which were all self-taught. When all the demigods led by Shakra, Lord Indra, such as Upendra, Agni, and Yamaraj, and those led by Sharva, Lord Shiva, such as Katyani, Skanda, and Ganesh, and those led by Parmeshti, Lord Brahma, such as the four Kumaras and Narada, as well as the best composers of songs, hear that song and test its sweetness, they bow down their necks and minds. Incapable of comprehending the rag and tala, they become completely bewildered by the dulcet flute song and lose their ability to understand the real identity and the musical skills. If such illustrious demigods become bewildered, then what can we say of ordinary mortals? In this way, your son bewilders the whole universe." This is about Krishna's flute. Even confusing in one sense. All these three personalities are described: Shakra, Sharva, and Parmishti. And they have their group of whatever you call demigods whom they head. Indra naturally had Upendra, Agni, Yamraj, okay. But Shiva understood their family, Katyani, Skanda, Ganesh. Brahma, his family kind of, four Kumaras and Narada, all his sons. They bow down their necks and minds. 1670.
Here one question.
Okay.
Here, one is that Upendra generally is name of Vishnu. One question, and then yes,
Vamandev. Upa Indra, younger brother of Indra is Upendra.
That is one, and
President,
the second
Rashtrapati, Uparashtrapati.
Uparashtrapati.
Viceroy, sorry, Vice Chancellor. That's what. So like that Upa is, so Upa Indra.
Is Vamana.
Yeah.
So here he says demigods for Vamana. And yesterday's Swamiji who said that again that Vishnu is not Vishnu, it is Indra. And
I will
here
not
also-
comment on that. Somebody wants to comment again.
No, and here why I'm saying that is here also Brahma, Shiva, Indra are coming together.
So what is the problem?
So
Kirtan, everybody can come together.
no, like yeah, Kirtan, everybody can come together.
Yeah.
Other chief demigods, it is saying Brahma, Shiva, and Indra. And then the three maintainers are Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, like that we say. So is there any correlation?
No, these are like the heads of some groups of demigods. So Indra is heading Yamaraj, Upendra and others. Similarly, Shiva is heading Katyani, Ganesh, Kanda, and Brahma will be heading his family kind of for Kumaraj and Narada. This has nothing to do with that Guna Avatar group and all that. Different personalities will come together, different groups. It's not
Yeah,
like, every time Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh only have to come together for all the social functions. Not like that. They
And
have
so
the roles taking care of three modes. So there they are there.
So that that Vishnu being Indra, that's a different thing altogether, right? It's
Vishnu is also described as a demigod in Bhagavatam also. But statement I will not make comment because I don't know.
Okay. Yes.
I am not.
Vishnu is also name of one of the demigod, and Vishnu is also name of the Lord Vishnu. Indra is also name of the Vishnu, and Indra is also name of the demigod. Both.
Any other question? Somebody online? Okay, then we'll take a break for 15 minutes. It's 12:30, 12:45 will come back. Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So last few verses. Okay, we have next one. Okay, thank you. It's 14th and 15th. 16th, 17th. निज पदाब्ज दलैर्भुजवज्र नीरजाङ्कुश विचित्र ललामैः व्रजभुवः शमयं खूरतोदं वर्ष्मधूर्यगतिरिडितवेः भजति तेन वयं स विलास वीक्षणार्पितमनो भववेगः कूजगतिं गमिता न विदामः अश्मलेन कवरं वसनं वा. As Krishna strolls through Vraja with his lotus petal-like feet, marking the ground with the distinctive emblems of flag, thunderbolt, lotus, and elephant goat, he relieves the distress the ground feels from the cow's hooves. As he plays his renowned flute, his body moves with the grace of an elephant. Thus, we gopis who become agitated by Cupid when Krishna playfully glances at us, stand as still as trees, unaware that our hair and garments are slackening. In purport, Prabhupada describes, right? Here, Mother Yashoda is no longer in the company of the gopis, who are confidentially describing their conjugal attraction to Sri Krishna. So that is very clear, because they will not never speak this kind of in front of Mother Yashoda. That Sringar Ras is hidden from Mother Yashoda. I was telling in Golok Vrindavan also, Madhukanda Snigdha Kanta, when they speak in the daytime only Dasya Sakhya Vatsalya pastime, and night time only conjugal pastimes. That is because that is in Radha Bhavan, Radharani's palace, with Radharani, Krishna, and all the gopis. Madhukanta Snigdha Kanta, they are only, so to say, males. They are the narrators. Otherwise, nobody else. So this cannot be in front of Mother Yashoda. It is clear from the comments of Jiva Goswami and other acharyas that the statements in this chapter were made at various times and places. This is natural since the gopis were always absorbed in thoughts of Sri Krishna day and night. So that song also, I think, Bilangal Thakur song, no? Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. I don't know the lines. Anybody knows? He knows full song or one stanza? Huh? Ukraine? Yeah, you sing that? Okay, okay. Anyway, so they also, I don't know whether that also might be at different times. They're remembering different pastimes and different traits of Krishna, etc. Good. Here, Vishwanath Thakur writes, in these verses, the gopis are no longer in the company of Mother Yashoda, so they freely describe their confidential conjugal attraction to Sri Krishna. The gopis said the soft touch of Krishna's lotus petal feet, marked with a conch, flag, and gourd, pacifies Mother Earth from the pain she feels from the hooves of the cows returning to Vraja in the late afternoon. So Bhudevi's personality, in one sense, he will feel some pain, though Bhagavatam Tattva-wise makes it very clear, no matter how big, huge mountains, rivers, lakes, oceans, trees that are there on the surface of Mother Earth, they are never a burden. All this put together, as much as even one person who is very sinful. That is, in one sense, tattva-wise, but rasa-wise, in one sense, okay. And the cows, they stand their hooves on the path that is on the earth. So it's painful for her, but that is removed by the soft touch of Krishna's lotus petal feet, marked with all these nice marks. So that relieves Mother Earth of her pain. There also, I think, in the 16th chapter of first canto, what he says, Mother Earth is saying, Prema Vasmita Valgu Jalpai. What is the beginning? Huh? Beginning? हाँ कावासहेतविरहं पुरुषोत्तमस्य प्रेमावलोकस्मित वल्गुजल्पै. Next. स्थैर्यं समानमहरन् मधुमानिनीना रोमोत्सव मम यदांग्रि विटंकितायः. Correct. Read the meaning. Give the mic. Take the mic. The online devotees feel offended that something goes on in between this fellow and his students in the classroom, and we have to be just watchmen and watchwomen.
Who therefore can tolerate the pangs of separation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He could conquer the gravity and the passionate breath of his sweetness like Satyabhama by his sweet smile of love, pleasing glance and hearty appeals. When he traversed my earth's surface, I would be immersed in the dust of his feet, his lotus feet, and thus would be sumptuously covered with grass, which appeared like hair standing on me out of pleasure.
So this is true. When Krishna, wherever he keeps his lotus foot on Mother Earth, so there Romotsava. Romanchakampa Ashrutaranga Bhajo Ande Shri Charana. So Mother Earth is also pure devotee of the Lord. Bhudevi and Sri Devi, the two consorts of the Lord. In fact, Varahadev, by his touch only to Mother Bhudevi, he made her pregnant, and she bore what is the name? Naraka, Bhauma. So his name was Bhauma only. He was a good boy, but because of association with Banasur, he became Asur, Bhaumasur, and then Krishna himself had to kill. But Mother Earth is feeling that Ramotsav. It is not a poetic description. The poets say many times, so when they'll talk about a woman when she walks, then even Earth is feeling ecstasy. And that is never the case. Earth knows this girl is very sinful girl for millions of lifetimes. And this life also she is very lusty fellow. And this boy is also equally lusty. All crazy affairs. So Mother Earth doesn't feel that kind of erotic feelings for all these boys and girls. But when Krishna is walking, then that was the case. So she says, in the daytime, in the whatever early morning, Krishna is in the embrace of his wives, and when in the morning, 4 o'clock or whatever, the cock gives rooster, then Krishna would get up at once as an ideal grahastha, and wives would be condemning why this cock is whatever roostering or whatever. So early in the morning, and then Krishna would take bath, do his what do you call duties as a grahastha, giving charity, having yajna, taking care of children, etc. And then he would 16,108 Krishnas would come out of their palaces in the vision of his wives. They would give send off. Then at one point of them all would merge in one Krishna. He would climb on chariot driven by Daruka and would proceed to Sudharma assembly in Dwarka. There he would have daytime services, whatever that management, and then evening again he would come back, expand into 16,108 forms, again be with his wives. So sometime or the other, everybody was in separation. Wives were in separation in daytime, and the court residents like Ugrasen, Uddhav, etc., they were in separation in the morning and evening hours. But Mother Earth said, I was always in touch. No matter wherever he went, he was keeping his lotus feet on my body only. I was experiencing so much of joy, pleasure. But now, as he is gone, I think 15th chapter is Krishna departs. 15, yeah. So in the 16th, Mother Earth and Bull, that conversation. So she is saying, now I am bereft of that fortune that I had, which nobody else had in one point of view. But now I have lost that fortune. Gava Saheta Viraham Purushottamas. Here also Viraham word is there. Separation. We can see even Mother Earth is having separation. How can I tolerate this separation, feelings, the pangs of separation? Purushottamasya. Premavaloka Smita Valgu Jalpe. He was the gravity of his wives and the what is the other word? Gravity is something like I think Rukmini Devi, very grave, whereas what is the other word? Gravity and passionate glances. Some word was there. Gravity and passionate wrath. Saptamama. She would be angry on Krishna. So Krishna would what do you call conquer both extremes of his wife's behavior. So that was Krishna. How can I tolerate that separation? So this is the real fact. We should have firm faith in this and release this. Then the poets of this world who describe this thing, that thing. We got this so-called politician has left the world. Earth is in separation. And all these songs also, patriotic songs, you know. Dil diya hai jaan denge ye watan to दिल तो दिया ही है, जान भी दे देंगे. I think it, but it is not, there is no spirituality there. All will be reborn in the cycle of birth and death only. Maybe this will have longer stay in material world. Several repeated births and this with patriotic feelings. So all there are so many songs like that. On 15th August, 26th January, they will play all this in the schools. Vande Mataram, Sujalam Supalam. ये वो so Janagana Mana Vande what? Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utpala, Banga, Tava Shubha Ashisha Mage, Tava Shubha Ashisha Jage, Gaye Tava Guna Gatha, Jaya Hai, Jaya Hai, Jaya Hai, Jaya 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 Jaya. And Jaya is not that is Paraja only. Our Jaya is real Jaya. All glories to the assembled devotees. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. This is real Jai. Param Vijayati, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. And so many places Jai, Jayati Te Dhikam Jai Raja Shravata Vindra Shashvada Trahu Banta Drushtata Tikshata Tvavrata Sava Chayate. This is real Jai. What is the meaning? Jayati te adhikam janmana vraja. Land of Vrindavan is anyway glorious. But ever since, O Lord, you have appeared. Now it has become all the more Indira, the goddess of fortune. Read the meaning. Shashwadatrahi. She is residing eternally only. But now full Vrindavan, its full glory. 10:31. 1. Meaning.
The gopis said, "O beloved, your birth in the land of Vraja has made it exceedingly glorious. And thus Indira, the goddess of fortune, always resides here. It is only for you, your sake, that we, your devoted servants, maintain our lives. We have been searching everywhere for you, so please show yourself to us."
Ikshutavakas. So this is glorious. So our mind, if it is impure, then we may take pleasure and we cry tears when we hear that. And they sing with so much sweet voices and musical background. And our mind also will sing Mandole, Tandole. Actually. Oh, and now all the more. Ayodhya Vasi Ram Ram Dasharatha. So that also it's mixed with some contamination of patriotism. When people outside sing, I'm talking, because that whole wave of thing is there. So there also every day 10,000 people are being taken to Ayodhya. It's a BJP policy. District wise, one district of India, every day 10,000. They will be taken to Ayodhya free. Take darshan, come back, and BJP. That's the ultimate game. That will go on, and many things like that. So fine, there is dharma protected, but still it is not sarva dharman parityajya. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti adokshaje ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasiddhi. That is not there. Ahituki and apratihata is not there. Ahituki is only till the this one election, like that. And the next temple construction before the next election, the remaining temples within the campus will be ready till next election, before election, and then there will be inauguration ceremony again. And then again, you have to stamp there. So this is not pure devotional service. Means all due respect to that. But here is pure, Amala Puran. Srimad Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatradarana Puran. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Prema Pumartha Mahan. So Srimad Bhagavatam is pure glories, description of the Lord. Nayadvachaschitra padam hariryasho jagat pavitram pragunita karchit tadvaya santirtham shanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramanti ushakshaya. And those words which are not, and that literature that is not having any of these name, fame, qualities passed on to the Lord, it is only a place of pilgrimage unto crows. And only those who are crow-like mentality people, they take pleasure. Nayatra hamsa niramanti ushakshaya. But swan-like people do not take pleasure in this. But the other one, not that. Just before that, just after that, Tadva Visarva Janata Gatlava Yasmin Pratishlokamabhadyavatyapi Namanyanantassa Yashvankitani Shranvati Grahati Sadhava. On the contrary, that literature which is filled with the name, fame, qualities, pastimes of the Lord can create a revolution in the misguided lives of the world, impious lives of the world's misdirected civilization. And such literature, even if it is irregularly composed, it is heard, sung, and described by those who are thoroughly honest. So Bhagavatam is that pure literature. So we should take pleasure in this. Jayati Te Dekam. Sometimes, how many of you feel that I am not reading the Jayati Te Dekam so much or Kava Sahita so much, but more I am getting to hear the worldly news, these politicians and all. How many of you feel? Sometimes that happens more, even for us as brahmacharis. I heard at that lab, internet lab, lot of, there's like a line there, waiting list. Prabhu, you get up, then my number, then after that my number. And what for? Many times, Vishnetara Katha or Gramya Varta. Many times that is heard more and this is heard less. Today morning, that lecture I was hearing, there Maharaj was very emphatically saying that every day devotee must read Prabhupada's books to get rid of the illusion, Maya. I was wondering, I'm not reading so much. I read sometimes some other books of Acharyas, but Prabhupada books, the way they remove illusion, no parallel. Amazing. That's why I said these books are law books for next 10,000 years. Not only law books, but they are very, the way Prabhupada knows our mindset. So he removes the illusion. Illusion cannot overpower. Just like in 10th canto, 20th chapter, description of autumn season, it is said these paths which are used by people, they are there. But in the rainy season, they get covered by grasses. And the traveler sometimes may be confused because the path is no more visible. So likewise, our intelligence also gets crowded or shrouded with all this ignorance because of the so many things happening around. So if you read Prabhupada books daily, he not only is like cutting through the fog that is created. They have in the Western countries, we have not seen, but because it's a thick fog there, they have that, we have headlights, so something like that, very advanced version of headlight. And that they call fog light, fog light. So it penetrates the fog and you can see the things in the fog also, which we can ordinarily not see only. And that's how a lot of accidents will happen. So fog is created by Maya so much. We have this, I think, Ghanatarala, Tarangarangini, Yudha, Vikalpa, Vishaya Sangara, all these dangerous things. Many times we may not know also what I am going through, whether it is Vishaya Sangara, Ghanatarala, or Yudha Vikalpa. But we are all subjected to all these effects of Maya. So unless we have Prabhupada's purports, Bhaktivedanta purports, which cut open all this ignorance, we will. So that's why, yeah, during chanting time, so much ignorance overpowers. I'm not just talking about sleep, but that crowding kind of, crowding, covering, so much. We feel lost only. How many of you experience? All of us have experienced. After the 16 rounds are over, then we wonder, what did I do? I did not sleep and I did not get anything. Maybe my neighbor was more attentively hearing. He sometimes glorifies, that is high. Oh, how nicely you chant. You never sleep in japa. His glorification, you never sleep in japa. But he doesn't understand. I slept so much. SLIP sleep is more than SLEP sleep. SLEP sleep sometimes, but SLIP sleep all the time. Either ignorance or passion, hardly in goodness. So this is very nice what gopis are saying. Where were we? We got too far. पूरा भ्रमण करके आए patriotic song से. Hmm. Which verse was that? 16, 17. No, here we did not read, I think. Did we read? In our bewilderment, we failed to notice that the garlands, no, this we did not read, no? Okay, we'll read again. The gopis said, the soft touch of Krishna's lotus petal feet, marked with a conch, flag, and gold, pacifies Mother Earth from the pain she feels from the hooves of the cows returning to Vraja in the late afternoon. So he comes at around 3:36 in the afternoon. His scheduled arrival to Vraja in the evening. He gets up also 3:36 a.m. in the morning in the Kunjas. This is all described by Kavi Karanapur in our meeting we were discussing recently. Then 6 o'clock he comes back, and before that on he comes back after getting up in the groves, and then he pretends to be sleeping in Nanda Bhavan. And then Mother Yashoda wakes him up, official wake up, 6 o'clock. And so many boys and girls who give him bath, dressing, everything. And then he takes his meals, he goes for wrestling, he milks the cows, and his massage is given, and then he again sleeps for some time. And then around 8:36, he leaves for forest also, around that time. And he comes back 3:36 p.m. Yeah. This is after he takes bath, then what do you remember? First he takes prasad, he takes later on, I think. अरे आप भगवान की किसी भी कार्य का अच्छा नहीं है ऐसे साबित कर ही नहीं सकते. Lord, whatever he does is all fair. Everything is fair in love and war. And we are in love with Krishna and in war with Maya. So everything is fair with pure devotees also. What to speak of Krishna himself, who is the object of our love. There is nothing unfair about Krishna. They are saying, Jayati te dikam tava kathamritam papta jiva kavibhiriditam kavashapaham shravana bhuvi granati janaha. So Shravana Mangalam, how can you say that is not good? So auspicious to hear Krishna does wrestling. Kavi Karanapur says this is how he does. He's given massage also. And then he takes breakfast cooked by Srimati Radharani in huge kitchen setup next to Pavan Sarovar at the foothill of Nandishwar Hill. Yeah, the 3:36 p.m. Slide. He comes that time. He starts returning that time. Maybe this the demigods little bit delay maybe. So whatever time he reaches. All these descriptions are there. So these are very important for us, not the worldly news. Somehow, but sometimes we may get carried away. So late afternoon he returns. That is called Aparanna. I think somewhere previous chapter we came across. Purvahanna, Madhyanna, Aparanna. So this is Aparanna period. That Krishna, in this shloka, that word is not there. But these are all details. Some other places we had that. As Krishna walks by with the gait of a maddened elephant, he agitates our hearts with lust by his playful glances. And thus we become stunned and immobilized like the trees. In our bewilderment, we fail to notice that the garlands in our hair and our garments are slipping off. On one hand, Krishna removes the distress of the earth, but for us, the beautiful browed gopis of Vraja, he agitates our minds by glancing at us with his beautiful lotus eyes. Such is our misfortune. So these things should not be misunderstood. Garland in our hair is slipping off, garments. Basically, these are, if you see that Chir Haran pastime also, Vastra Haran, there also, I think Vishwanath Thakur or some Acharya says that basically these clothes are our false ego on the soul. And this is what is obstructing Krishna from relishing us. So this should be given up. So likewise, all this, though gopis never wear clothes or wear garlands in their hairs for their own pleasure, they do it for Krishna, but still, in one sense, these things No more required. Between Krishna and us, no obstruction. So giving up all the coverings, that's what we should see it as. Nothing, hey, what is this? Krishna wants to see the naked beauty. No, nothing like that. 18th, 19th. Manidharaha kvachid aganayanga magaya daita gandhatulasyaha pranayino anucharasya kadamse prakshipang bhujam agayatang yatra Kwanita venur avavanchita chittaha Krishna manvasat Krishna gruhinyah gunagama anugutya harin gopika iva vimukta grahashaha. Now Krishna is standing somewhere counting his cows on a string of gems. He wears a garland of tulsi flowers that bear the fragrance of his beloved, and he has thrown his arm over the shoulder of an affectionate cowherd boyfriend. As Krishna plays his flute and sings, the music attracts the black deer's wives, who approach that ocean of transcendental qualities and sit down beside him. Just like us cowherd girls, they have given up all hope for happiness in family life. Here he says Krishna basically counts these cows. We will read this. Sri Jiva Goswami explains that in the afternoon, Sri Krishna dressed himself in new clothing and then went out to call the cows home. Sri Vishnu Thakur gives the following information about the transcendental cows of Vrindavan. For each of the 4 colors of cows, white, red, black, and yellow, there are 25 subdivisions, making a total of 100 colors. And so that something like shades, it seems. 25 shades in black, 25 in red, 25 in yellow, and 25 in white. So altogether 100 groups of cows. Colors and such qualities as being colored like sandalwood pulaka, speckled, or having a head shaped like a mridanga drum create 8 further groups. So these are some more groups. To count these 108 groups of cows distinguished by color and form, Krishna is using a string of 108 jewel beads. Krishna is also chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is our chanting, not Krishna's. Krishna is all that. Bhavani, Pili, Kali, Rudamokhi. And then, Hamsi, Chandani. They are, I think, in this one. Vishnu Thakur gives here. Right. Chandani, Ganga, Mukta, Shamala, Dhumala, Yamuna, Pita, Pingala, Haritalika, Chitrita, Chitratilaka, Dirghatilaka, Tiryatilaka, Mridangmukhi, Simhamukhi. The Krishna calls very sweet, and they get charmed like anything. They will give up anything in the creation. Sarva dharman parityajya. Krishna ekam sharanam braja. Krishna calls, who will not go? Only we will have difficulty. But these cows are pure devotees. In this verse, the gopis describe the bewilderment of the deer in the forest upon hearing Krishna's flute, which is similar to the bewilderment they experience while remaining in the village. For each of the 4 colors of cows, white, red, black, and yellow, there are 25 subdivisions, making a total of 100. Such qualities as being colored with sandalwood purple, tilak, speckled, that we read as 108 groups, cows distinguished by color and form. Krishna uses a string of 108 jewel beads. Thus, when Krishna calls out, "Hey Dhavali," the name of a white cow, a whole group of white cows come forward. And when he calls Hamsi, Chandani, Ganga, Mukta, and so on, the 24 other groups of white cows come. The reddish cows are called Aruni, Kumkuma, and Saraswati, The blackish one, Shamala, Dhumala, Yamuna, and the yellowish ones, Pita, Pingala, Haritalika. Those in the group with tilak marks on their foreheads are called Chitrita, Chitra Tilaka, Dirga Tilaka, and Tiryak Tilaka. And there are groups known as Mridanga Mukhi, Simha Mukhi, and so on. The gopis said, thus being called by their names, the cows came forward, and in this way Krishna would not forget even one of them. He also wears a tulsi garland bearing the fragrance of his beloved. Leaning on the shoulder of a friend, Krishna plays his flute, and that sound stills the hearts of the female black deer and brings them near him, the ocean of all transcendental qualities. These deer have given up their hopes for family life, just like us cowherd girls. So in Ter Kadam, that place is there at the foothill of Nandi Gram Hill. So Ter Kadam. So Ter means calling. Kadam, he climbs on that Kadamba tree, which is also a very special one. That when what was that song he wrote? Not song, the book he wrote. Which one? Oh, Lalit Madhav. The one book in which Radha Krishna separation pastimes are there. So the tree showed all the Dhamma Kaumudiki. Okay, one of the two, Lalita Madhav or Vidagdha Madhav, and the tree showed all the leaves like that. And then Rabindranath Das was what?
Is it Ujjwal Neem?
So he, I think because he's crying so much, so then he asked, okay, wait, it requires editing. Please give that book, and now you will read this other book. So the other book has Ramakrishna Union pastime. So that was very amazing. Which was that? Damkeli Kaumudi. Yeah. So like that. But here also, when Rupa Goswami is writing, the trees also have some similar feeling. They shed the leaves, and when he writes the other book, so then they flourish with the leaves. Now we may say this is natural in the season. In I think what winter season, the trees flourish, or they give you the leaves. They give you the leaves, and in which other season? Vasant, spring, Vasant. They again have leaves. So we may say that is natural phenomenon. It's not like that. In Vrindavan, it is not like that. In Vrindavan, 10 rutus are there simultaneously. And in Vrindavan Champu, our Kavi Karnapur says. So somewhere there is spring, somewhere there is Grishma, somewhere there is Vasanta, somewhere there is Shishir, Hemanta, and Varsha. So 6. Then another forest, 2 seasons simultaneous. Combination of the 2. So 2, 2, 2. 3 more. And another one forest, all 6. So like that, 10 rutus in Vrindavan simultaneously. So whichever you want to relish, you go in the forest. Somewhere you can have pure Grishma, somewhere you can have pure Varsha, somewhere you can have the combination of the 2. One place you can have all 6 simultaneous. So have fun. Vrindavan is Vrindavana Ramasthan Bhuya Chintamani Ratana Deva Mohan Lindini Rajahamsa Keli Ko Ahriman Kanaka Kami. So such a beautiful place. I lost my heart in Vrindavan. Don't purchase the t-shirt. Don't get your chest tattooed that I lost heart in Vrindavan, but feel so inside the heart. It should be the feeling inside the heart, not on the t-shirt or on your chest. I lost my heart in Vrindavan. And then go bare-chested all over to show everyone. So that is not required. Should relish Vrindavan. He says that quintessence of all the teachings. What is that? 8 verse of NOI. But beginning? Pannama Rupa Charita Disukirtanano Smrutyo Kramena Narasasna Manasi Niyoja Tishtan Rajopadanuragi Janangani Kalam Nayedakilamiti Upadesha Saram. These 11 verses themselves are the essence of all the Vedic literature's teachings. And in that essence of the essence, the quintessence is this 8th verse. Kalam nayad akilam iti upadesha saram. All the 11 instructions that I am giving, sar of all that, essence of the essence is this verse. Kalam nayat akhilam. One should spend all his 24 hours whole life in this way. Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu, describing Krishna's name, fame, qualities, pastime. Smrutyo Kramena Rasana Manasi Nyoja, and this will step by step lead to Smaranam also. And Rasana should be clubbed with Manasi Nyoja. Tishtan Vraja, one should always reside in Vrindavan and follow in the footsteps of the Vraja Vasis. Tishtan Vraja Tad Anuragi Jananugami. Like that, one should spend one's life. So, this chapter is amazing. We are getting to enter in Vrindavan Dham, and hope we will never come out. We will lose our heart there. The bodies can come back to classroom or go out of the classroom, which will happen soon. Okay. So, yes, 20th and 21st. Kunda Dama Kruta Kautuka Vesho Gopa Go Dhanavruto Yamuna Nanda Sunur Anaghe Tavavatsa Narmadaha Pranayinam Bijahara Mandavayur Upavati Anukula Sparshena Vandinastamupadevaganaye Vadya Gita Balihi Pariva. Sinless Yashoda, your darling child, the son of Maharaj Nanda, has festively enhanced his attire with a jasmine garland, and he is now playing along the Yamuna in the company of the cows and cowherd boys, amusing his dear companions. The gentle breeze honors him with its soothing fragrance of sandalwood, while the various Upadevas, standing on all sides like pangeris, offer their music, singing, and gifts of tribute. This Prabhupada disciples, right? Srila Jiva Goswami explains that the gopis are again in the courtyard of Mother Yashoda, the queen of Vraja. They are trying to encourage her by describing Krishna's return to Vrindavan after he has spent the day herding cows and playing. Srila Chandra Thakur comments that the Upadevas, the minor demigods mentioned here, include the Gandharvas, who are famous for their celestial music and dancing. And Vishnu Thakur in his commentary writes, when the gopis assembled at Mother Yashoda's house in the afternoon, they saw that she was disturbed over Krishna's late return. So they pacified Yashoda by telling her the reason for Krishna's delay in this verse. The gopis said, after bathing in the Yamuna to relieve his fatigue, Krishna sat down on her bank and dressed in a festive way to please his cowherd boyfriends, who were eagerly waiting to meet him. A gentle breeze blew to refresh Krishna as he played in the water with his foot. To engladden his friends, Krishna told jokes and listened to theirs. So, Krishna, according to Kavi Karanapur, Krishna also meets gopis in the daytime after playing around in being in the forest for some time. Then, something like in Madhyana period, he goes to meet gopis in the nearby forest. And they have pastimes there, bathing in Yamuna. Some place it is a Radha Kund, and then they have beverages, relished, etc. And then it's time for him to return also. So he returns quickly to boys, and the boys ask him also, what happened, where were you, and all. And they just went like that. And then they come back. Krishna tells jokes, etc. to his friends. O sinless Yashoda, you never committed any sins previously or in this life, by which danger could come to your son. Why do you, who are endowed with the most spotless fame, Yashoda, uselessly worry about danger from demons if Krishna is a little late? He is the son of Nanda, who is famous as the crushed jewel of all pious men, and he is your darling son, Vatsa, object of affection. We see that children fall into danger only when the parents have bad karma. Therefore, no danger can befall your son because you are sinless, Anaghi. Listen, as we tell you the reason for Krishna's being late, as we have heard it from his friends. The wind, which has acquired its fine fragrance and coolness by touching the sandalwood trees growing on the Malay hill, is blowing very pleasantly to honor your son. The Upadevas, minor demigods like the Gandharvas, famous for their celestial music and dancing, have surrounded Krishna and are worshipping him by playing musical instruments and praising his qualities. In order to acknowledge them, Krishna is delaying a bit according to the logic that those of quality delight in seeing persons with good qualities. So Krishna is person of quality. So he delights in seeing these other persons of good qualities, singing and whatever instrument they play. Therefore, there is no need to worry about your son. Actually, it is your great fortune that the Upadevas are honoring your son in this manner. So it's great. Your son is so special. So many people worship him all over the creation, people from all over the creation. 22nd, 23rd. Vatsalo Vrajagavam Yadagadhro Vandyamana Charanaha Pathi Vruddha Snago Dhanamopaya Dinante Gita Venuраನುಗೆ Kirtihi Utsavam Shramaruchapi Drushena Unnayankurarajas Churita Srak Ditsayati Suhruda Shisha Esha Devaki Jathara Bhura After great affection for the cows of Raja, Krishna became the lifter of Govardhan hill. At the end of the day, having rounded up all his own cows, he plays a song on his flute, while exalted demigods standing along the path worship his lotus feet, and the cowherd boys accompanying him chant his glories. His garland is powdered by the dust raised by the cows' hooves, and his beauty, enhanced by his fatigue, create an ecstatic festival for everyone's eyes. Eager to fulfill his friends' desires, Krishna is the moon arisen from the womb of Mother Yashoda. Devaki is another name of Yashoda. Jathara Bhur Uduraj. Uduraj is the moon. Udupi, that's why that moon related pastime. In the purport, Prabhupada's disciples say, according to the Acharyas, at this point the gopis climbed into the watchtowers of Vrindavan's houses so they could see Krishna as soon as possible when he returned home. Mother Yashoda was very anxious for her son to come back, and therefore she had the tallest of the beautiful young girls climb up to see when he would arrive. It is implied here that Krishna was somewhat delayed on the way home because his lotus feet were being worshipped by great demigods along the path. So here Vishnu Thakur has given a big commentary. Seeing that my son, who is so eager to play, has not come back at the end of twilight, I will now kill myself. Hearing such a response from Mother Yashoda, the gopis try to console her by giving reasons why Krishna will come quickly in this verse. The gopis said, Krishna is affectionately remembering how the bulls and the cows tied up in Vraja are suffering in separation from him. And so these are the bulls and cows which are here in Nanda Goshala, in Vrindavan. So they are suffering the separation, so Krishna will come back. So he will quickly come back, even at the risk of neglecting the Gandharvas and other demigods. One cannot say that for a cowherd boy like Krishna, the expert singing of such extremely insignificant singers as these Gandharvas is more attractive than seeing the cows, feeding them grass, touching them, and scratching their necks. So these things are more important for Krishna in relationship to cows than those, so to say, insignificant Gandharvas singing melodiously. Because Krishna is Gopal, maternal caretaker of cows. Krishna showed how much affection he has for his cows by lifting Govardhan hill just to protect them. If you remember there, you might have you already studied, no? So there when that torrential rains begin by Indra, then what do Vrajavasis say? When they approach Krishna, what are they saying? Huh? Take care of your cows, protect your cows, like that. And then at the end they say, and we are also your servant, something like that. So take care of us also, protect us also. But first, what did they say? Cows. So take care of, protect your cows. Though the Gandharvas may have heaps of good qualities, Krishna has not even a trace of affection for them. Mother Yashoda replied, if that is so, then by this time Krishna should have returned home. Replying to that objection, the gopis present yet another reason for Krishna's delay. Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and other chief demigods are now offering their respects to your son while standing along the path. Attracted by the sound of Krishna's flute, the demigods come from their own abodes and remain all day in the sky watching Krishna in great bliss. See here also, Chaitanya Prasad Prabhu's point. So they know that all day these demigods are watching from the sky. They have heard from his friends, Krishna's friends. Attracted by the sound of Krishna's flute, the demigods come from their own abodes and remain all day in the sky watching Krishna in great bliss. When Krishna returns to Vraja in the evening, the demigods also return to their celestial abodes, but not before descending to earth to worship the lotus feet of your son in order to obtain his mercy. What can Krishna do in this circumstance? Like he's helpless now. So he has to be standing there then. Krishna's extended delay is caused by his taking time to bless the demigods. Why don't you see your own great fortune that the feet of your son are being honored even by Brahma, Shiva, and other chief demigods? Therefore, why are you so distressed? In a tearful, choking voice, Yashoda said, oh dear young girls of Raja, please run to the watchtowers and tell me how far away my son is. And Yashoda's order, the tallest of the beautiful young gopis climbed up the watchtower to see when Krishna would arrive. She said, Krishna is now coming home to fulfill the desires of his well-wishers. With the sweet sound of his flute, he has collected all the cows in one place. The fatigue of cow herding has brilliantly enhanced Krishna's beautiful form. His garland is sprinkled with the dust raised by the cow's hooves. Indeed, seeing Krishna in this way creates a festival, utsavam, of ecstasy for the eyes of the entire world. That is called a Netrotsav. Here it is not said like that, but Netrotsav for Goa, this one. Jagannath is there after 15 days of Anavasar when he is fallen sick and goes to seclusion, accepts only service of Lakshmi. So that time no devotee gets any festival for his eyes. But after that period, when his darshan is open for everyone, devotees would have Netrotsav. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Alarnath, he would come back for Netrotsav. Oh, now Lord Jagannath is giving darshan. The sole reason for going there was only he is not having that darshan of Jagannath. So at least let me have Krishna darshan there, of Janardhan darshan in Alarnath. Now he has given the darshan, so let me come back. So he would come back. So Netrotsav, festival for the eyes, is this. Beyond the perception of Yashoda, the gopi hints here that Krishna is casting love-filled sidelong glances toward his intimate girlfriends. So Krishna is able to see from far off distance at the Nanda Bhavan watchtower that these girls are there. So he's casting his love-filled sidelong glances on them. This the gopi is not telling to Mother Yashoda. The dust is mentioned in relation to Krishna's garland. There was no dust anywhere else on his body because his friends repeatedly wiped off the dust with their own chadars. So cows raise the dust and it falls on his body. Then immediately covered boys, they wipe off the dust. But not on the garland. There was some dust on Krishna's garland, however, because the boys were afraid of breaking the petals. So they did not remove the dust completely. So that garland has some dust. That's why one of the names of Krishna is, according to His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj, Panduranga, because in the evening cows raise dust and that all on body of Krishna makes his body appear like whitish, that Rajaraj, shining. So he is Panduranga, whitish kind of. Krishna did not discard this garland even though it had become dirtied, and neither did he put on a new garland which a servant kept ready in the fold of his cloth. This indicates that Krishna wanted very much to exhibit this favorite garland hanging from his neck because it was fashioned by his beloved Radhika with her own hands and given to him in the forest by one of her Sakhis. So this description is there in this Krishnanika Kaumudi by Kavi Karanapur, that when Krishna what do you call kind of escapes the vision of his boyfriend and goes to meet gopis in the nearby lake Radhakund or Yamuna. So there, after bathing and dressing, Then they have the beverage, that kind of celebration. So there one of the gopis, that Radharani made this garland, offers to Krishna. So Krishna is not ready to take off that garland. Though here another fresh one is ready, made by some friend of him. Krishna wants to have Radharani's garland only around his neck. The word Devaki in the phrase Devaki Jathara Omb refers to Yashoda. Krishna appeared like the moon, Uduraj, rising from the milk ocean of Yashoda's womb. In the Radha Krishna Ganodbesh Deepika, Sri Rupa Goswami cites the Adi Puran, which states that Nanda Maharaj's wife had two names, Devaki and Yashoda. Devaki is also Yashoda Mata's name. 24th and 25th. Yes. In while going, cows are in front. No,
While going, Krishna is in the
Krishna is in the front.
Others, like I heard, like they want to see.
Cows are behind.
Cows are behind. They want to see that Lord is there in the front. But while coming, then he would be in the back to see if any calf is remaining, like that. He would come in the end. So he wanted to confirm. Wanted to confirm whether it's true.
Yeah, you remember that book we had? You remember the description like that? Maybe then, because Krishna would make sure that all are there. In fact, another place I heard that after coming to Pavan Sarovar, again there would be like, what do you call? They would be drinking water, etc. And Krishna would see whether all are there or not. But that is, it was almost there inside Vrindavan. But he would be always conscious that they are there or not. I don't remember particularly, but could be so. 24th, 25th. Mada vibhur palochana ishat manadaha swasuhridam vanamali badara pandu vadano mruduganda kanaka kundala lakshmya yadupati dvirada raja vihara Yamini patiri vaisha vaindinante muditavatra upayati durantam mochayam vrajagava dinatapam. As Krishna respectfully greets his well-wishing friends, his eyes roll slightly as if from intoxication. He wears a flower garland, and the beauty of his soft cheeks is accentuated by the brilliance of his golden earrings and the whiteness of his face, which has the color of a butter dairy. With his cheerful face resembling the moon, Lord of the night, the Lord of the Yadus moves with the grace of a regal elephant. Thus he returns in the evening, delivering the cows of Raja from the heat of the day. Purport. The word Gavam is constructed from the Sanskrit word go, which means cow or senses. Thus, Sri Krishna, by coming back to the village of Raja, relieved the inhabitants of Vrindavan from the distress their eyes and other senses felt during the day because of being separated from direct contact with him. Vishwanath Thakur's commentary, he says, in this verse, the gopis say, please hear the reason why even now, as Krishna reaches the outskirts of the town, he is little delayed. Krishna's eyes, I think. Krishna's eyes are rolling about in intoxication due to the bliss of seeing his father and other loved ones, or due to the love generated from seeing his beloved gopis. The first meaning is for those in the mood of parental affection, Vatsalya, and the second meaning is for those in the mood of conjugal love, Madhurya Ras. This will be understood from a later description. The gopis said to his own well-wishers, Suhridam, such as his family priests, maternal grandparents, brothers, servants, and betel nut bearers, who are each greeting Krishna and giving benedictions according to his position, Krishna shows only slight respect by nodding his head, since, though a prince, he is still young and not obliged to strictly follow the etiquette according to scriptural rules, Niti Shastra. This is another reason for his delay. What is the reason for delay? Hmm. Hmm. Slight respect is given by nodding and all that. So some time goes because so many well wishes are there. The phrase of Surudam, well wishes, can also refer to Krishna's beloved girlfriends who have climbed up the watchtowers to worship him with the blue lotuses of their smiling sidelong glances. Unseen by others, Krishna honored Manadaha, the gopis, with sidelong glances, signifying that he would soon fulfill their desires. Krishna's face was slightly flushed like a ripe buttery fruit due to thirst, hunger, and fatigue from wandering in the forest. Our Krishna's face was flushed due to experiencing prolonged separation from his dear gopis. This is an anubhav, a symptom of ecstasy. His tender cheeks were illuminated with the effulgence of his trembling golden earrings. Krishna is addressed as the Lord of the Yadus, Yadupatir, which here means Lord of the cowherd men. Previously in chapter 5, verse 20, it was explained that the cowherds are Yadavas. Krishna walked slowly like the king of the elephants. The word Gavam refers to cows or senses. Thus, as Krishna, his face blossoming with joy, came closer, he relieved the inhabitants of Vrindavan from the distress their eyes and other senses felt in separation from him during the day. Yesterday Maharaj said Gau means cows and Gavaya is other categories. The 26th, last one. Shri Shuka Vacha Evam Brajastriyo Rajan Krishna Leelanuvagatihi Su Tachittas Tanmanaska Mahodaya. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, O king, thus during the daytime the women of Vrindavan took pleasure in continuously singing about the pastimes of Krishna, and those ladies' minds and hearts absorbed in him were filled with great festivity. Purport. This verse definitely confirms that the so-called pain of the heartbroken gopis is actually great spiritual bliss. On the material platform, pain is pain. Pain is pain, period. But on the spiritual platform, so-called pain is simply a different variety of spiritual ecstasy. In the Western countries, people take pleasure in mixing different flavors of ice cream to produce wonderful combinations of flavor. Similarly, on the spiritual platform, Sri Krishna and his devotees expertly mix the flavors of spiritual bliss. And thus, every day was a treat for the gopis. It's a treat. And in commentary, Vishnu Chandra Thakur writes, My dear King Parikshit, the gopis' minds, tat manaskaha, were absorbed in Krishna, and Krishna's mind was absorbed in them. Therefore, since Krishna and his beloved gopis shared both roles of being the object, ashray, and the subject of love, vishay, they concentrated their minds on each other. So, generally, we say Krishna as ashray, the shelter or the object. But then here, Krishna also, they are the ashray, and he's the vishay. They concentrate their minds on each other. Thus, because they continually relished each other at every moment, both in separation and meeting through their minds, it is said in this verse that the gopis enjoyed remire, the separation during the day. So enjoy. That word comes there, Vana Shobhe Pranayacha. Krishna went. What is the beginning? Huh? What is the beginning? यदि दूरे गतं कृष्ण वनक्षोभे क्षणाय च अहं पूर्वम् इति रेमिरे iti. You can see what is that? So when Krishna would go to see the beauty of some deep forest beauty, he would go. So then the Gopals would find Gopals. Hey, Krishna is gone too far. So let's have now competition. Who will touch Krishna first? They would all run behind and say, Aham Puram, I will touch him first, I will touch him first. Iti, what is that? Iti samsprashya remire. So I will touch him first. So they were taking great joy in this. And I think there or somewhere he says that these boys have hips of, what is the beginning? Sakam, no, but not that beginning. Ittam satam Brahma Sukhanubhutya Dasyam gatanam paradaivatena sakam vijavro krita punya punja manasritana paradarakena. And so these boys are not some ordinary boys, hips up pious credits like that. So he's saying prema has two states, union and separation. Though the person absorbed in Krishna appears to be suffering when he is separated from Krishna, actually he is internally relishing the highest state of bliss. On the spiritual platform, the so-called pain of separation is simply a different variety of transcendental ecstasy. Thus, pure love of God is the crown jewel of all goals of human endeavor. That prema pumartha mahan, that's the Pancham Purushat. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th canto, 35th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Gopis Sing of Krishna as He Wanders in the Forest. Any question? Very sweet chapter. But sometimes too much sweet leads to sleep also. We have two verses are together. Yugal means two. Yugal Jodi. But one or two verses are there in which Venu is not there.
Because
What was there in your Venu Gita? I don't remember. I did not read recently. You all studied recently. What is there in Venu Gita?
actually, last time when we called Amrin Prabhu, so then he asked you which Venu Gita chapter, 21 or 35th.
Acha, both are considered Venu Gita.
That both are like in Venu Gita only.
Okay.
Here the glories of Venus are told, and there Krishna how he's entering with that with cowherd boys in the Vrindavan.
Grita Kirti.
And then the gopis are telling in the Venus how it is made from that bamboo and the glories of that. And some kind of transcendental.
The parents are glorious.
Yes.
All that.
Yes.
Varahapidam Natavaravu Karnika. That one, Gita Kirti. The other one. Pravishat Gita Kirti. Yes. Any other question?
In previous one, what's this rivers are considered wives of ocean. So means what is the meaning? All rivers are like Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Sindhu.
They go to their husband, no, rushing. Wives run to husband. So they go.
Actually, these personalities, actually, they are wives of ocean god, like that.
I don't remember clearly, but this pastime is there, no? Tulsi getting cursed. So there, that background is there, no? Virja, she had 7 sons, and one was tortured by other 6. Something. Anybody remembers? Not Vasu. That is the 8 are there, and this Bhishma. But this one I think different. Virja, her one son was tortured by other 6. So she curses the 6. And I think they become these sagaras around. And one is this one. He also disturbed her during her pastime with Krishna. So she curses him also to become maybe Lavan Sagar or something. But I don't know whether it has connection with the rivers. Anybody remembers? Some connection is there, but I don't remember now. But generally they are considered the wives. Krishna Sagar.
Here, Ganga is considered wife of Shiva or
wife of Shiva.
This
wife Shiva we don't hear. She was a little proud of her whatever. So Shivji allowed her, made her keep rotating. And when she cooled down, then he gave her way out. So he that way reduced her pride, etc. But we don't hear her being his wife. He is certainly called Gangadhar. He caught her in his matted locks of hair, but that is Tulsi's body, Gandaki river, and her hair became plant Tulsi, like that. Any other question?
You said the example of Prabhupada praying for Guru Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, remembering Prabhupada in separation. So I'm engaged in services, but that connection is not there that, I'm attaching to Guru.
No, again, last line.
So now these are examples. So in our life, connection, services are there, engagement is there, but that attachment is not there. Connection is not felt so strong that, it's.
That means we are not hearing enough. Or what we have heard earlier is not proper hearing. Otherwise, you will immediately feel connection. Oh, Guru Maharaj said like this only. I should be humble in all respect. The goal of all our practice is to be humble servant, not to be erudite scholars and this talent, that talent, but just be humble servant. So let me be humble servant of Vaishnava. You will immediately feel connection. Not only immediately feel, all the time you will be able to see. Anybody says anything glorifies you also. Say, oh, that is all I heard from spiritual master. Or he said like that. That is his greatness. You'll immediately be able to connect. Isn't it? Just like, let's say for that matter, if you know, somebody says that, oh, you scored so well in this exam, maybe your Bhaktivedanta exam. But you can, if you are very grateful and all that, you are in proper mood, attitude, then say, oh, no, it is glories of kitchen department. They fed me prasad. Stomach was filled with prasad. That's why I could write. Previous exam, I was hungry. As during exam, I was wondering, prasad rahega ki nahi? Already I am hungry. I could not write exam properly. So one will not forget the connection. How my spiritual master is. Prabhupada always did that, no? It's a glory of my spiritual master. I'm just his humble servant. And you all assisted him. He sent you all to me. My spiritual master sent you all to me so that I assist him in his mission. So if we are practicing properly with proper attitude, you will feel the connection 24 hours. That even that one day Guru Shri Charanaravindam. How many of us remember the lotus feet of our spiritual master? Many of us have photos. How many of you have photo of your spiritual master's lotus feet? Even if you don't have, you have seen the photo. That if you now, because I'm telling the topic, it will immediately appear in your mind like that. But does it appear when we are morning singing? Vande Guru Shri Charana. So many times we sing. All 8 times may get missed out. And afterwards he sing that only. Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Sometimes fast. Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Vande. And we may dance, but are we remembering the lotus feet of our spiritual master? That is equivalent. In Pancharatri ki vidhi, what is lotus feet? In Bhagavad vidhi, it is lotus mouth. Guru Mukha Padma Kya Chitut Kori Aikya Aranaka Ashan. So when they Guru Shri Charanavindam, certainly that is Pancharatri Vidhi, but in Bhagavad Gita you can remember the instruction of the spiritual master. Yeah, I have seen him worshipping their Lordship Sri Vigraha Aradhana Nityanana, and he engages me also. He told me also to be engaged, or he offers 4 varieties of tasty foodstuffs to the Lord, and he takes pleasure in distributing. You can remember so many things. Whole life of Guru can appear in those stanzas only. But that doesn't happen because of absent-mindedness, because ignorance or passion that time. So that's why many times I say after that is over and we sit for japa, what picture appears in our mind? Because Hare Krishna is what? Their lordships, which we have, whose darshan we have taken for half an hour almost, 4:30 to 5:03. So much darshan we took. Why don't they appear in our mind? Because mind is impure. Malina haile man, nahi Krishna smaran. Malin with what? Passion and ignorance mainly. These are the anarthas. Tada rajastamo bhava kama lobhadayasche chetayetaravidam stitam sattve prasitati. We have to be situated in the mode of goodness. In every moment, we just like I cannot forget that I am breathing at every moment. If it is not that inhaling, exhaling, I will die only. This lecture, people may glorify us, oh, what a lecture, or what a song you sang, what a kartal you played. But if there is no oxygen, what will you do? All your expertise are nothing. All reduced to dust if you can't breathe. Last moment of life when, let's say, life airs are decided or whatever. If somebody says, oh, the way you played Kartal 10-30 years back, could you play that? क्या करता मेरा पूरा अंदर साउंड बज रहा है सब स्थिरा क्या है सतसंग झरझरन all the giants are paining and producing sound, rattling sound. What Karthal playing? So gratitude is there. You automatically remember spiritual master 24 hours. And anything happens good, you always give credit to him. And anything bad, then you feel, oh, I have not, I am, do not focus on the instruction of my spiritual master properly. That's why I committed this mistake. I failed in practicing pure devotional service. I became angry on devotee, I insulted devotee, I offended devotee, or I was inattentive in my japa because I am not hearing my spiritual master. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj said, I have never chanted what he calls inattentively or something like that. Everything was with such rapt attention, absorption. He only said that devotional life in one word means absorption. Unless somebody practices like that, one cannot say that. Means I can say that I have heard from him, but I don't have that full realization of that. We are absent-minded many times. One devotee yesterday only asked me that I want to do yogasan in the morning. Could I do? I said yes, but then for that matter, you should get up at 3 or 3:15 and chant 6 rounds. He said 45 minutes I will need. So chant 6 rounds before Mangalati so that you will get 45 minutes of Mangalati, chanting period. So 6:45 to 7:30 you can chant. And that also I told him eventually. He was saying that is little difficult, 3 o'clock getting up in the morning. I said, yeah, should chant beautiful. And I said that 6 rounds you chant alone, then also will be a problem. And that last 6 rounds you are not chanting with devotee, you chanted your own. In the long run, immediately you will not understand. In the 5-10 years period, you will understand how inattentive you became because not being surrounded by devotees, you got into certain practices. Like in the room, I do that. While chanting, I also see my mobile. Okay, what SMS came? That sound comes. It is there next one. Hare Krishna, and tung, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Then किसी का तो SMS कुछ तो आया है. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Then I am careful. I should be hearing also. But then what happens? Once we open it and see the message, then mind goes there. Only one thing at a time mind can do. The mind is reading that message. What? It is a short message. So, Prabhu, I want to meet you. So, meeting with Krishna is only dropped. That interview is over. Here, yeah, I will meet him later. So I will text him also. So when we do practice Krishna consciousness alone, that can lead us in the long run. I was telling him that the plane which starts 1 degree deflection, first 5, 10, 15 minutes, no difference. But in the destination, it could be altogether different city, different country also. So one has to be careful. If we are practicing properly, we will be 24 hours Krishna consciousness. Attitude is all that matters. Prabhupada said, advancement Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. So everything I have is Guru's mercy only. Hari Guru Vaishnavas. I am floating in that mercy. Had that not been around, I would have drowned long before. So gratitude is very important. A humble, Amara says a grateful heart is humble heart. A humble heart is grateful heart. And he will naturally, grateful means what? Gratitude is not, I cannot be gratitude to myself. I am Sundarshyam, I am grateful to Sundarshyam Prabhu. I cannot say that. Others can say, but I cannot say. Grateful means I am grateful to somebody else. And who will be that? Generally senior, Hari Guru and Vaishnavas. So then naturally will be Krishna conscious. When heart is pure, means mind is pure, then Krishna Smaran is 24 hours. Guru Smaran is 24 hours. And many times I see that when that Jai Srila Prabhupada is going on, so in mind, I think of Radha Vrindavan Chandra. Then I'm wondering whether Prabhupada is a pure devotee. I should not reduce my glorification of him also. But ultimately, what does he want of me? He wants me to glorify their lordship only. So, okay, my mouth may be singing Jai Prabhupada. And he is glorious, no doubt. But he wants me to remember Radha Krishna also. The one and the same only. They are one only. One place somewhere, I think in purport or somewhere, it said absolute means Krishna with his devotees. I think it's in the 5th canto only. Those 4, 5, 6 chapters. Purshabdev's chapters. So there it is, I think absolute is certain. Absolute means Krishna with his devotees also. So Guru is also there in that. It's one set only. It's not different. Any other? I already crossed time.
To ask managerially, I am concerned about myself. First, myself and Bhagavad Gita Prabhu had gone to Haripath Prabhu, maybe around a year back or little lesser than that time. He was also mentioning that decibel levels are too high.
Yes.
So I said,
so all of you put together a mail to Ravisham.
Don't tell me because I have nothing. So if you can tell Radhesham Prabhu like that, I said to him. He said, yes, I will tell like that.
Who?
Haripath Prabhu.
Achha.
And he was quite seriously telling. You can also remember.
All of you can write na Bhaktivedanta batch. We all felt decibel, and not only we are feeling, many others are also feeling.
Because we are there every day. It's many of us. It's some of.
Yeah, I will tell you one thing. You just get that he has, I think, Sudamana Prabhu. You just tell him to mail you that article His Holiness Jagat Maharaj has written 40 years back. In that he says everybody becomes deaf. They don't realize it. हम उधर ही है ना, हमें समझ में नहीं आता.
Actually, that's what I was so happy that he is also reading and he is working. I think he's putting the earplugs. I saw that.
Now he doesn't go for evening Harinam Sankirtan with PDC. He has a problem. And even after he gets recovered, he is asking me only to I doubt whether I'll be able to participate again. So don't worry. Now you take care of the ear.
So we have to use our ear for rest of the life, no? Ear and tongue, both of them.
So all of you write a mail. No? See, we'll keep that aside now. You all write a mail, isn't it? And we all agree.
If all devotees are agreeing for that, or I don't know.
No.
You don't know the gravity. I also don't know the gravity. What he has.
That's why you circulate that email, that article of Jojo Swami Maharaj to everyone. Yeah, that's true. And that too inside the temple hall. Outside when we go, not a big. Okay, anyway, see, I agree with you all. If you want, I will also, when you write mail, I will also add you. I will put my name there. But any question? I have to leave also, 3:15. So thank you all very much for your wonderful participation and being with you all. You are my seniors. I head at your lotus feet and take the dust and feel fortunate to be able to serve you in some way. Sorry for any mistakes and rushing through sometimes and gushing through or whatever it is, crushing through. Not. So thank you very much.
So we thank Prabhuji for 5 days continuously, Prabhuji on stretch, speaking so much his realization, especially from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So one thing is very sure that we will not miss any reading of Prabhupada purport or any Acharya's commentaries. So Prabhuji was giving us full time for reading and also we were discussing about it. So one thing is Prabhuji is quite humble, always opens the discussion among us and telling that I am doing Bhakti Bhava, but Prabhuji himself is practicing from so many years, very strong practitioner. Nobody can say so strongly as Prabhuji was mentioning today. Like yesterday we had a discussion in class, so Prabhuji was saying if you have no faith in, if you think that there is a problem in Krishna and Gopi relationship, then what is the use of your practice, Bhakti? So he said that like today also he said that if you are not remembering the Gurudev in your process, so we forget our Gurudev and because our hearing is not perfect, we don't always remember Gurudev while following his instruction or doing any service. So Prabhuji's humility is Prabhuji's practice and his staunch. I just hearing from him many times, I get fearful. But surely, as Prabhuji, just last point what you mentioned, that when we chant separately from the devotee association, that small deviation leads us to great change later into, we go into different paths.
That is my personal realization.
So, but still, Prabhuji has practiced for so many years, so that realization has a great substance. So we are very, very thankful for Prabhuji giving us so much time and energy and is explaining with all details. With our heartfelt gratitude, we chant the Hare Krishna mantra one time. Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Ram.
So please pray for me, bless me. Pray to the Lordships. I am going out for a long time, 38 days. Somehow 2 trips got clubbed. So you all be here at the Lotus Feet of Radha Ranganjandra. I am kicked out from here for my offenses. But you all keep me at your lotus feet. Your lordships may kick me out of the lotus feet, but your lotus feet I can be sheltered at. So please pray for me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So close book exam date will they will be Thursday. If some changes will be there, I will let you know. But next week Thursday. No, early we don't. Our paper should be ready first. No, I don't prepare. Kanakishpu prepares. So Thursday and Saturday or Sunday will be there. For us.
Saturday.
Yeah. So Thursday it will begin next week, and it will extend to Saturday or Sunday. Okay. Hare Krishna. And we have messaged also next month and also the next to next month the dates for Bhaktivedanta classes. And speaker will be his guest Sri Keshav Prabhu. Next month Sri Keshav Prabhu will be online. He will be online. Next to next month he will be offline. So, but our devotees who are here, they need to come in the class to attend.
And online devotees?
And Hare Krishna, one more thing. Those devotees who did not attend the class, it is said 75% minimum attendance should be there. So if somebody has missed more than one class, he will have a little challenge to give test this time. So you have to clarify with the BVRV why it was done, because it was not given any mail beforehand. And then the attendance is taken already.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Right now we're not going to discuss. So you have to submit your plea to the BVRB. They are in charge, either Madhav Charan Prabhu or anybody.
Okay.
I will give him the list of attendance, who all attended, who did not attend. So, and at the same time, we are going to become little strict, because those who are online, their videos are off, and even papers are also given online. Everything is online, so their little conformity is lacking actually. So this is, I'm just beforehand mentioning, BVRB is going to come with the strict rules now. So please cooperate. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, regarding unit 19, 20 and 21, I would like to give it with this same unit. Actually, I missed giving that unit because I was not too well, and post that, could not schedule. So can I give it with this unit 19, 20 and 21?
Whatever solution, like BVRB mentions that you have to hear the lecture, recorded lecture.
No. I had attended all those classes, but exam मैंने नहीं दिया था प्रभुजी.
Okay, that is okay.
दोनों exam एक साथ दे देनी है प्रभुजी.
Okay, that is possible. But what I mean to say, when we have missed some classes, and it is
No, I haven't missed. I have not missed, Prabhuji.
our attendance is going below 75%. So then BVRB will give some solution for that, to hear recorded lecture and then again come for exam.
Okay.
And one more thing, some devotees are saying, I have not missed, but here attendance we are not taking just without any just hazy attendance. ऐसे कोई भी आ गया, कोई भी ले लिया, ऐसा नहीं कर रहे. When devotees are missing, then we are putting them absent. So ऐसा नहीं है, and I am personally putting that attendance. So I am waiting, even devotees come 1 hour late also, so I sometimes put attendance. Okay, ठीक है, devotee का कुछ होगा. So I am little relaxed. But if devotee is not coming and then saying that he is present, so that is not correct actually. So please do not fight with BVRV, because they have reported us while exam time, the devotees come and start telling I was there. So whatever is put attendance here is correct.
Can you show us the attendance? Because we do not know what is good, what is not good.
Prabhuji, please tell us our attendance, means whether you are marked.
Okay, I will not share, otherwise I have to be here for little more time. मैं भेज दूंगा BVRV को, and they will call. ठीक है?
Okay, Prabhuji.
And chapters is 35 and 41 to 45, right?
Prabhuji?
Chapters is 35 and 41 to 45.
Yes, chapter is 35 and 41 to 44. 45 is not there.
Sorry, yes. Okay.
And actually, because I have to look now, if questions are there in this section, then only we'll have a test. If questions are not there, enough questions are not there, then we cannot have test.
One second, we can see now only, no?
No, Prabhuji, there are enough questions, Prabhuji. There are enough questions of this particular unit, because मैंने तो सारे क्वेश्चन आंसर्स पहले से तैयार कर लिए हैं. So there are enough questions, Prabhuji.
More than 12 or 15 question it should be.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, ठीक है.
है Prabhuji. Like आप देखिए ना 10 अपना 45 के 10 है and then 44 के भी आप
45 is not there.
42 के जो है वो ऑलमोस्ट 9 है ना. 35 के भी है क्वेश्चन आंसर्स, तो हो सकता है एग्जाम, प्रभु जी.
ठीक है, तो थर्सडे को एग्जाम होगा और अगला उसका सैटरडे को.
44 के भी 3 है प्रभु जी.
प्रभु जी, I'll be appearing on Saturday.
हाँ, yes, that opportunity is there, no issue.
Okay. And online only we can write now, or what will be the rule?
No,
for that?
now same thing is going to happen. Means if earlier you were writing online, then it's okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, actually what happened, some of the on some of the papers I could not write, I didn't write my unit numbers.